Samuel Arora. Joining me in the commentary box is Solomon Porres. And yesterday, Solomon, we witnessed chaos. We saw madness everywhere and a big upset in a way because Abhishek Vasudev was leading from the front. He had a technical issue. And then Anish Shetty got a big win. And that must be the perfect way to kickstart the season for him.
Good morning, Somil. I hope you had a good sleep because one, if you haven't, because you need to have had a good rest. With the kind of work that had happened yesterday, we can expect absolutely chaos. Hello and welcome to the Indian Racing League, Indian Racing Festival. Welcome to the LGB4. Welcome to the Formula 4. Welcome, most importantly, to the Royal Enfield Continental GD Cup. So then, JK Tyre presents Royal Enfield Continental GD Cup is about to commence. This is a racing festival for the year 2024, and we are finally here at the Madras International Circuit. This is going to be hell of a day, and you and I are going to go on a roll.
And I love the fact that we're here in Chennai for the series. And a lot of people might be confused. Why are Royal Enfield going racing? Are they a racing company themselves? Yes, they are actually. Back in 1965, there was a 250cc Continental GT, which also used to go racing. And that is something that not many people know about. Enfield has had a history of racing right from the past. They have a flat track academy in the US as well. They have opened up a program where lots of riders who have not had any experience in racing, by the way, can come up with a shootout, give it a shot, and if they are fast enough, get the chance to participate in this championship. And isn't it amazing, Solomon? So many amateur racers who theoretically could be nowhere in the world of racing can literally take part. If they're quick enough, they could be racing here, and we have so many riders from that list here.
Surya PM is a massive example where I kind of identified a talent. When we talk about Royal Enfield, it was always about exploring the outdoors. It was always about trying to get into new borders, going beyond borders, and all that is associated with a good old school with a hair in your wind and you have an open terrain. All that changed when Royal Enfield said, if we can do more than 90 miles an hour, if we can possibly do 80 to 90 kilometers per hour, if we touch 100 mile, we can go racing. It's as simple as that. And there is a massive story, I think, don't want to get into the case studies, as how Royal Enfield massively turned an Indian two-wheeler manufacturer to be almost competing with the world. And why not? When we had talking about the North Poles, talking about the Himalayan, talking about Kashmir to Kanyakumari. There was also one more thing which I have to talk about. But right from the Kenya all the way down to the upmarket down from Mongolia, there was multiple number of folks who've done expeditions, and it all happened with Royal Enfield. I will just give it one line. When Royal Enfield was getting into the army, it was the Royal Enfield that was given it out to again. This is comp number 3. We'll talk about the history. We will talk about much more on that in just a bit. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to get on with the grid without further ado. This is how it works.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is Surya PM, the amateur champion in the Royal Enfield Continental GT Cup a couple of years ago. And there is a chance. It's been a tough year for Surya, particularly in the last season. But he finished P5 yesterday, and there were a few interesting riders ahead and behind. Right now, we're looking at rider number 9, Vivek Pillai, who started well initially, but had a tough race in the middle, dropped back a couple of positions here and there, which can happen, right? Because the grid, Solomon, we talk about it having lots of amateurs, and there's a different category for them as well. But the professionals and the competition within them, if there's someone like the man on your screen, Anish Shetty, in the grid, you know there is going to be competition everywhere. Yesterday, it was such a big and such an important win for his championship challenge.
What a shot. The rider, the bike, the machine, and there's a blue skies behind him. And there is this open tarmac behind him. There is green all over. The great job by the Madras International Circuit and the MMSC to have made sure that we've got a very spick and span track. Look, the grass is done. There are white lines. There is a festival here. This is the Indian Racing Festival 2024. This is music to my ears. This is bliss to my eyes. As I see Zamrul Zubair, comp number 12, he's going to be starting down, and he knows he's got a lot of task in his hand. A lot of thumbs up coming in. This is comp number 8 on your screens. He knows that's Kayan Patel, the man who will be looking to upset possibly an Iseti. The guy's been a revelation. Comment number 20, a very, very soft-spoken gentleman, Jongren Varis. And this is one of those more. Right, without further ado, let's look at how the grid really looks like. And here we go, folks. On pole position is Anish Shetty in comp number 2. At number 2 is Navneet Kumar, who's starting on P2. Jagdish Nagarajan, comp number 5, will start on P3. And then Kyan Patel, comp number 8, will start on P4. Surya PM, comp number 3, will start on P5. Vivek Pillai, comp number 9, will start on P6. Saeed Muzamil Ali, comp number 10, will start on P7. Rohan R, comp number 7, will start on P8. Navneet Reddy will start on P9. Varun Patil, comp number 13, will start P10. Abhishek Vasudev, comp number 1, will start P11. Watch out for him. Zamrul Zebel, comp number 11, will start on P12. Yogesh, comp number 17, will start on P13. John Dwaras, comp number 20, P14. Then Nijan, comp number 16, will start on P15. Then it is Athar, who will start on P16. Madhusudan, comp number 25, will start P17. Johnson Saldana, comp number 22, will start P18. Dipankar, comp number 21, will start P19. Prithviraj, comp number 27, will start at P20. Avinash Palghat, comp number 18, will start P21. I'm going to run out of breath, comp number 24. Prashant Z will start P2, right at the back of the grid. 22 bikes, 22 Royal Enfield. Feast to your eyes, gentlemen. Feast to you. If you folks are the guys who love this stuff. This is brilliant. Can you believe how did we manage to get the Royal Enfield right over here? And we had to do it. Because one, we believe there is more to racing. Royal Enfield has now gone to conquer the Madras International Circuit.
And it's all about retro racing. This, when you might see it on the street, you might not think of it as a race bike initially, because the Continental GD650, we know it as our beloved cafe racer. We know it as a bike and we love to take around the city, on the highways. But the racetrack isn't the first place you normally tend to associate with it. But when you see the kind of effort that the Royal Enfield racing team has done to make this a race bike, you really have to applaud it. The way they've shaved out so much weight, firstly from the exhaust, then the way they've also managed to make it more racer-friendly, adjusting the clip-ons, making sure that the bike is more of a racer one. They've had this special fairing as well on the very front, which makes it a proper retro bike. I wouldn't recognize it initially from the Continentals on the road, but you know what? I prefer this. If they start selling this bike on the road, I will be the first customer. I know you will be number 2, for sure.
This is going to be a very touchy topic because one, this is the man who Anish Shetty, who is right now. Look, every time he's always coming up. He knows this was the last race as well, and we know there was a lot of fight all the way down to the winner. But must confess, this Royal Enfield Continental GD Cup, and that's the man who's going to take it all the trophy down again. He's already counting the trophy that's going to possibly take on the weekend.
Anish Shetty, that is. Yes, winner for yesterday in the professional category. Remember, we've got 2 categories in this championship, 12 professionals and 10 amateurs taking part. They will both score points in a different championship, but there can be surprises, because last year there was an example of Mohammad Samrul Zubair, who was racing in the AM class but was constantly beating riders in the professional category. That can also happen. And a word on Zubair as well. Unfortunate that he had, I don't know if it was a crash or something, but he did finish the race. He stopped midway through. He will be lining up on the 4th row of the grid with another all-star, Abhishek Vasudev. He's 11th, Zubair is 12th. Now, so the mid-pack, Solomon, today will be exciting to watch, because over there we've got Varun Patil as well, Manvit Reddy, Rohan R, Saeed Muzamil Ali. It's a list of good riders stuck in the middle. So I wonder how they can navigate it and come to the front. Maybe that's going to be a big talking point when the race begins in a few minutes.
I was just going back on the work that the Royal Enfield have done back at home. The biggest challenge for Royal Enfield was to get that rider position. What is the kind of modification that you want to do so that you're able to make sure these bikes are absolutely racer ready, specifically when you are talking about the riding position, which is absolutely brilliant, because if you notice, the Royal Enfield that we see in the showrooms has a slightly different riding position. And when you're looking at this modification that they've done, and these are the guys who actually do it again, this requires an angle grinder, and we also need to figure out the kind of welding that they've done in order to give you that so much of safety feature. It's a brilliant looking bike. And feast to the eyes, Royal Enfield Continental GT Cup. Let me say that again. JK Tyre presents the Royal Enfield Continental GT Cup. 27 years. This is the 27th year of the national championship. The Royal Enfield Continental GT Cup are about to set the track on fire.
I love that we have the Continentals racing. It's unlike anything we normally see, don't we? Normally we tend to see sports bikes. Normally we tend to see street naked ones on the racetrack. This is a different challenge, and there's no denying it. It's unlike any other race bike that you will normally tend to find. It is more of a street bike converted to go racing, and they've done a great job at making it race friendly, but it means that the challenges are different. You can't brake the same way as you can in a light 100 kilogram sports bike. You've got to change your style. 1 minute to go for the race to begin, and that's also a challenge. Remember, most of these riders have raced at Curry. Not a lot of them have raced at MIC. So have they learned the circuit yet? Are they going to be surviving in the heat? It's baking hot, by the way, 35 degrees Celsius in Chennai. It's not a cool day by any means whatsoever. So interesting to see.
I just goes for the saying that why Anisari is performing so well. The experience that you're able to bring to the grid is what really counts. In 30 seconds to go, and there'll be moments away from the start again. The green flag comes around, and they are off to a formation lap.
This is where the riders understand the lines, look at the circuit, see where there is good grip and where there isn't. This circuit had a few offs yesterday in multiple categories. Some in the bikes, some in the LGBs, some in the RL, and some in the Indian Formula 4 Championship as well. The outcome of that is that there could be some gravel on track. There could be some pieces of rubber that you don't want to hit at some point. The track is, of course, well rubbered in. We have racing here every single time. But the thing is, the riders need to do this reconnaissance lap to understand what does it feel like today, and that is a vital thing. Sometimes there's just not enough grip on a corner one day, and there is enough grip the other day. So this lap will be vital for that. But we should talk about the grid once again. We have Anish Shetty in P1 as a result of his race win yesterday. Navneet Kumar will be second, and Jagdish Nagaraj looking to get his hands on the title finally. He will be third. And Kayan Patel, the third place finisher in the Amateur Championship last year, has a chance to get his first race win in the series. But it won't be easy. 6 laps in this race this morning, Solomon. It'll be hot. In the leathers, it's going to be baking. In the comms box already, we're sweating a little bit. I can't imagine what it's going to be like for them, especially when the sun's right in your eye.
I really don't know, to be honest with you. When we are talking about fitness, you always talk about being fit. You got to be talking about agility. You're able to maneuver yourself. However, whenever we talk about how we're able to just navigate with everything, this is one of those moments that we always say for a rider to have strong arms. Well, right next to me is one gentleman called Mr. Tarun Kumar. He knows he's trained so many of our riders who are on the track right now, and he knows how important it is to have a shoulder. Ulas is doing well despite a shoulder injury. This is going to be brilliant for a start. Anish Shetty versus Navneet versus Jagdish Nagaraj. We are already betting who's going to come through. Surya PM, can he be the man? Can Vivek Pillai be the man? Can Syed Muzammil Ali? I am counting on Abhishek Vasudev starting on P11. One more time. Abhishek Vasudev is starting on P11. The fastest man on the track is starting right at P11. Varun Patil is just above him. Manveet Reddy is close, and Surya PM. This is going to be a straight-off fight. In the next 1 or 2 laps, you can expect Surya PM taking on Abhishek Vasudev. Right, without further ado, here we go, folks. This is the moment we waited for. The race number 1 for the day. This is the time that we're going to look around. The lights will go quickly, and we're going to be looking at the start. Without further ado, here we go again. It's time to come down. We are going to be racing at the Madras International Circuit. Royal Enfield Continental GT comes down, and he said he has a decent start, but he's now been very, very quickly challenged by common number 2 and 6. Almost starts for it. Navneet had to be a little bit careful, little bit evasive. Abhishek Vasudev is already up one position again. Surya PM, decent start, but can he maintain it? Now coming on the inside is common number 5. That is Jagdish Nagaraj. Wow, that was a nice slipstream on the inside. He somehow closed the door very, very quickly. Common number 2 now falling through. Common number 3 trying to stay close to him as much as possible now. In quick time, they're going in from turn number 3 all the way up to turn number 4. The S's, well, we call it the Senna S's, but common number 6 now deciding that he had enough. He's stretching it away. But combo number 3 is being challenged by combo number 2 as well. This is a contest in the middle. The amateurs, Surya PM, who's moved in from the amateurs to the professionals. He's done well for himself. So it's Kumar, Anisetti and Surya PM, Nagaraj and Reddy. This is the position that stays.
What a start it was for Surya PM. He started P5, finds himself in P3 within the first couple of sectors. That is the kind of start you would want for your season. And after a tough day yesterday too, this will be as sweet as honey. But the same can also be said for Navneet Kumar. He got the perfect jump. Jagdish Nagaraj and Anish Shetty could not do anything about Navneet coming in and streaming past him even before they got to turn number 1. That has to be one of the better starts I have seen in the Enfield Continental GT Cup. I wonder, did he get a better release? Was it better reaction time? Whatever it was, he's got a decent gap between himself and Anish.
Combo number 3 and combo number 2 were involved with a little bit of a tussle at the start, and that let combo number 6 just fly past a little bit. In fact, more importantly, this gentleman, Navneet Kumar, was somehow able to get a much better launch from turn number 1 into turn number 2, and then very strong outer line from turn number 2 to turn number 3, which meant that the others were packed together. He almost had a clear track ahead of him. Car number 6 challenging. Now comes Anish Shetty. Oh, how many times have you seen that? How many times have you seen that? He was not going to give up till the end. Now he needs car number 3 to really put it out again. Surya PM, can he put it up? So then, with one lap done, after the inaugural lap, it is Navneet Kumar number 1, fastest lap to him, by the way. Anish Shetty at number 2, Surya PM at number 3, Jagdish at number 4, Kayan Patel at number 5, Abhishek Vasudev at number 6, V Pillai right at the back of the grid. We're not sure what really happened to him, but he seems to have retired. That could be somewhere, I believe he should be between turn 7 and turn 8. We will confirm that in just a bit.
A very interesting thing here. Look at the man in P5, Abhishek Vasudev. Do you want to know where he started this race? He was P11. Within a lap and a half, the champion, the defending champion with a target on his back, has come clawing back and is now in P5. And guess what? He's behind the man who he fought with for the championship last year. Jagdish Nagaraj and Abhishek Vasudev went toe-to-toe, literally to the last corner of the entire season. That's where the title was decided. Now they face each other once again, head-to-head at the MIC. Different track, different year, same bike, same competitors. This battle for P5 will be exciting. And Kayan Patel is also in the mix. That makes it even better.
So he's gone up by 6 positions, starting at 11. Now that's some guts that you talk about. So Navneet Kumar now kind of consolidating a little bit, but Anish Shetty is trying to stay close so that he's able to get that little bit of toe as well. Trying to see if there's a little bit of gap again. Navneet Kumar is not able to give that much throttle as what we like it. On the exit, it looks like Navneet is able to extend it, but when it comes to the corners, Anish Shetty is able to brake so late. Just watch this one. Around into turn number 1, you'll see Navneet Kumar really flying into it. And here is Anish Shetty braking so late. He's got that little knack of just somehow braking as close as ever. That's real skills out there. Fastest time in the meantime to Abhishek Vasudev. He had 1 minute 57.616. The man is on charge. Let's look at it. Position 4. Abhishek Vasudev is going to be attacking very soon to Surya PM. Surya PM has got a little bit of distance. The gap between Surya PM and Abhishek Vasudev is just under 1 second.
Wow.
Bring it on. So Abhishek Vasudev is like racing the wheels of that bike. He is putting it to the limits again. He was telling me yesterday, between turn 4 and turn 5, when you're diving in, you really need to be very, very precise. You have to be on that curve. and make sure in quick time before you have left-hander, the right-hander quickly appears. This is a real hard skill out here, and these are very heavy bikes.
It takes a different level of physical fitness. Your core strength has to be unbelievable. Your arms have to be very strong. And your mind has to be even stronger. Because in this heat, against these riders, given the circumstances, given what's at stake, you don't want to make a mistake. Remember, for these riders, this is such a big opportunity. The Enfield Continental GT Championship is one of the most affordable series to race in, with a huge prize money. So for everyone, doing well here matters more than anything, because that's where they can show that they can adapt to different bikes and be a great racer, regardless of what the platform is. And that is what Abhishek Vasudev is doing on the back of Surya PM as we come to the final sector of the circuit. Couple of more corners until we get on to the main straight, and that is where Vasudev could have the attack. Abhishek is known to go on the inside towards the pit lane to try to dodge the other rider and get an advantage. Will he do that? No. Slipstreaming is the way to go. Coming towards turn number 1. Vasudev is on the inside, Surya PM on the outside, and the defending champion gets P3. Abhishek Vasudev is up on the podium. But look at the top. Anish Shetty is pressurizing Navneet Kumar so much.
Abhishek Vasudev up to number 3 with the fastest time too as well. 1 minute 52.245. Just to get back into the trivia of how heavy these bikes are, they're over 150 kilos. So Royal Enfield Continental GT Cup is about 650, but we'll come to that. It's Anish Shetty getting in on to move as well. But it's Abhishek Vasudev again being challenged by Surya PM. Now, if these two somehow stay close to each other, they can catch up the front pack. That'd be very interesting. So a 650 is about 200 kilos. Now we've done a lot of work. So this is between the bracket of 160 to 200 kilos. Imagine you have a heavy bike and you really get to race. This can't get more thrilling than this. You really have to have your fitness and your stamina to race these wonderful bikes again. Car number 2, Anish Shetty. This man can really pull in a surprise, but Navneet Kumar is putting all stops in. We've always seen it. He always brings in a surprise, and every time he brings in, it is always on the last lap and the penultimate lap. So the penultimate lap approaches. The drama is about to unfold. Anish Shetty is not close enough, but you will see him attack. You will see him put on the throttle when it really requires. Down into turn number 11 and 12 they will come. Here is turn number 11. Up to turn number 12 now. It is downhill, so it's a very interesting mix. You go uphill and then you suddenly come downhill. You really have to have the control of the bike. If you're in the cars, you always hit the exterior of the track, just like that.
And remember, the bike is the same for everyone. It's all about what you as a rider can do to get the best of it, which is what we're getting to see right now with Navneet Kumar. Hey, he may not be the fastest. He may not be clocking in the best lap time every single lap. But what's happening here is he's sustaining the pressure very well. And sometimes that's what you have to do as well. You don't always have to be the fastest rider to win the race. All you have to do is hold on and not give anyone else the chance to pass. Watch the lines that Navneet Kumar will be taking. Watch how smartly he will be putting his bike right in the middle of the road. That will be something that frustrates Anish Shetty, but he's got to find a way past. It's the penultimate lap. It's almost a situation of now or never.
You always notice when it comes to these straights, Navneet is able to extend his lead. But when it comes down to the corners, Anish Shetty is able to show his class again. These guys are so nervous, and some of them were talking about really clipping on those nails up to the bones. We are talking all the way through the contest here. The last lap is about to approach. Abhishek Vasudev sets the fastest lap one more time. How many fastest lap has he done? 1 minute 56.992. The second fastest lap time was 1 minute 57.521.
Exactly. He is on fire. Don't count him out in the last lap. It can get to a bit of a plateau because sometimes you get clean air and then you start to push, but when you have someone in front, maybe it motivates some people, maybe it slows down some people because they start to get target fixation. For Abhishek, it will be motivation. It'll be one more lap now. He knows time is limited. He knows that if he's got to get something on these two at the front, it has to be now. And for Navneet, it's a matter of holding on for dear life.
I think Navneet has made a slight mistake, not too much. The margin of errors is absolutely so close. He went in slightly too much on the inside. That has possibly given Anisetti to attack him. Now he's on his toe, he's on his toe. He should be able to dive in again. Better you find him on a much aggressive line. Anisetti, can he catch him on this time around? I do not see Abhishek Vasudev. Although the gap is a little over 1 second. 1 lap, 1 second, too much to ask of him. But then, if these two guys continue to compete with each other, it will play into Abhishek's hand. But Anisetti on the last line is able to put it. Navneet Kumar, hats off to him. He's done a stalking defense. He's putting that bike in those places where Anisetti is not able to attack him there. He knows Anisetti is very, very strong, especially on a left-hander and the right-handers. Look how much close he's able to go to that turn. You see that. Navneet is not literally hugging the surface, but Anisetti is almost hugging the curbs there. That's the way he's able to put it down again. These guys are insane. And wow, what a shot. What a shot.
What a shot.
This is brilliant, guys. Yeah, I mean, I should have taken more pictures of that one. Two bikes at the same line, trying to compete with each other. Cover number 6 still in the hunt. Here comes Anisetti on the outside. We were talking about it. Hit him on the in. No, there's no space there. If he's got to be a little bit risky again. Ladies and gentlemen, stand out, because you've got to see a drag race to the finish line. Down into turn number 9 is done. Here comes turn number 10. Possibly one of the slowest turns in the track now. Around the year they go. This is going to be very, very interesting. You got to be very careful here again. Anisetti now slowly losing the momentum here again. It's turn number 11.
One more corner. Can Navneet Kumar hold on to it? Anisetti will have one chance on the outside. A chance he will take with both hands. He's on the outside, but it's blocked off well. Navneet Kumar, with an electric start, gets his first win of the season. It's a podium for Anisetti, but that was close. Abhishek Vasudev finishing within half a tenth of a second. But what's important is what happened at the start. Navneet Lightning got the jump at the front and never let it go. A big win given the circumstances, and that will be sweet for Navneet.
I think that was what a street smarter race is. You know, he made sure.
Oh, hey!
This is nice. He's celebrating it. He is really celebrating this. He ensured that Anisetti was not able to go, now it's time for the wheelie. Do not do these stunts back home. These guys are amazing professionals. Is eat, race, drink, race, and sleep a little bit and then get back to race and fitness.
Yeah.
These guys are professionals. Do not imitate these stunts back home. This is the Royal Enfield Continental GT Cup. JK Tyre presents the Royal Enfield Continental GT Cup. This has been a special moment as part of the Indian Racing Festival 2024, and it only gets bigger. There is absolutely everyone and all the fans down in.
Well, this was the result in the professional class. We also need to talk about the amateur class, because remember, we have 2 categories racing within this championship all at once. It's a big win by Yogesh B. He's won by some margin, and Johnson Saldana was second, with Nijin A finishing in 3rd place. So kudos to the amateur finishers as well. And this must have been demanding. For the amateurs, it's clear, isn't it? They don't have as much experience on the bike. So in these daunting conditions, to get a win for someone like Yogesh B, I am mighty impressed.
So you're absolutely right. The amateurs really need to step up the game. What's the time that he's looking at? 2 minutes 3.244. The fastest time is 1 minute 56. There's 7 seconds of space.
Yeah.
So the point here is, Anisetti and Abhishek Vasudev, they possibly understand the dynamics of the track much better, and hence they are able to challenge the limit. Abhishek Vasudev has this habit of going all the way to the edge, all the way through. So, and Anisetti is one man who waits for the race to come to him. Hats off to Navneet Kumar. Played it very street smart. He covered those corners where he knows Anisetti is going to attack, especially the right-handers and the left-handers. Didn't give space, and when the straights came in, he really expanded the throttle, just expanded his legs so that he's able to do it one. Street smart racing by Navneet. This is comment number 6. This is the man who is in a little bit of a disbelief that he's just upsetted Anisetti and also Abhishek Vasudev. Here comes Navneet Kumar, the man who's gonna be on top of the podium. Well done, Navneet Kumar. This is the moment that he's waited out again. This means so much to him. Oh, this means so much to him. It's one of those nice moments when you applaud yourself, you know, when you applaud yourself. I've done it. I see that little bit of Rossi there, tapping yourself on the head. I did it.
Well, they say all's well that ends well. I say all's well that starts well too. His start was great, aggressive, yes. And just a word, Jagdish Nagaraj has not been classified for this race. That'll be a blow for last year's runner-up.
Nothing like a hug from a family. Nothing like a hug from all the team members around it. Seriously, they really meant it around. Enjoy that moment. Put it out there. Congratulations, Navneet Kumar. You may now ceremoniously bring down the helmet and smile for the cameras, because it does get a little funny sometimes when you're putting on the helmet. Oh, he's exhausted. He's just exhausted there. Here is Aspi the man, Aspi Vatina. If you talk about one guy who's gone all the way to the Isle of Man, he will tell you about the stories as to how they clipped the corners during those days, modified bikes to such a way. I do remember when you're talking with the Royal Enfield, you know the gears are on the right. These guys even put the gears on the left.
Yeah.
That's the way these guys worked. That's one gentleman all the way through. Oh, and guess what? When I'm talking about Royal Enfield, and I'm getting a call from Chandrasekhar Bullet Bose.
And here we have the winner of the Royal Enfield Continental GD Cup with the podium finisher on P1. We have Navneet Kumar. Navneet Kumar, very, very well done from P2 to P1. And you defended your position until the very end, keeping Anish Shetty at bay, but very, very close to him. How was the feeling? How much did you want the race to end at the earliest?
5 days back, I was not sure if I'll come to the race because I had a bad ankle sprain. But then yesterday, I don't know, I just pushed out of my will and was in second. That boosted some confidence. And today, I really don't know. I just got some extra power, let's say. Yeah, it is still paining, but, pain keeps me moving. And I'm really glad, thanks to my family, Yuva, Dashni, who are there when
Navneet has got some girl power.
Right. So when I was bedridden for the past 10 days, my family was really helpful. Maybe this might belong to them, this win. So.
Well, I mean, not just great recovery out of the bed, but even on the track, keep it up, and we wish you more wins. Thank you very much for being with us. Thank you. And on P2 right here, Anish Shetty. Very, very, very well done. Congratulations on P2. I saw you hugging the corners, very close to Navneet as well, but you're still on P2. How is the feeling, and how well do you think you have done today?
I mean, I thought of the bigger picture, which is the championship, and I was almost on the verge, so I just wanted to keep up and finish and get home some points. In my practice, I used quite a few laps for, I used more of my tire to set up my bike, and I think that's what costed me, but happy to be on the podium again. Cheers.
Thank you very much. This was Anish Shetty on P2. And very quickly, we're also going to be talking to the defending champion from the last season, Abhishek Vasudevan. Over to you.
Wow, what a story. I had no idea that Navneet had an ankle sprain, was on the bed for 10 days, and then coming back to do this with such intensity after such a mad start in this crazy heat with this physical bike. Wow, that is some performance, Solomon, given the circumstances.
When we were talking about circuit champions, when you talk about the early races, Mr. Batina as well, they tell you something. You need to be wired hard with steel. The will of steel. Why? Because to just everybody on the racing grid, especially the Royal Enfield, you'll have a niggle, you'll have an injury, you'll have something on your shoulders, but then you got to forget all of that and put it in. I know the multiple, just to rewind a little bit, I do remember the last time when for the multiple years you and I have been covering the JK Tyre Championship, we know folks who have gone to the doctor and said, give me an anesthesia.
Yeah.
I want to race on the track because this is what I'm here for. It's my national championship. And the doctors, as usual, listen, you need to rest. No, I will rest after I get the title, after I get the win. And these are the winning moments. Take it away.
Wow, that got close. Navneet Kumar taking it by, guess what? Only 1.7 tenths of a second. That's how close it got in the end. And hey, fair play to Abhishek Vasudev too. This guy was 12th at the start of the race. He has now made it up all the way to P3. 11th, my apologies. But getting 8 positions in one race is a sign of why he comes in as the defending champion. But he's on the back foot now. He almost had a win. He now has a 3rd place. It's not the ideal start of the year, but what I like is we have more than one competitor. We have Jagdish, who's great on his day. Abhishek, who's now had this tough start but knows he has the pace. Anish Shetty has a win. Navneet Kumar has a win. That's in the professional category. And slowly but steadily, Kayan Patel is improving too. And Zubair, who couldn't take part today properly in this race, will also be a quick rider. So I see this championship shaping up in a very, very fun way going ahead.
Absolute credit to each of the officials, each of the folks from the Royal Enfield, the JK Tyre, to go all around the country to select the best riders. There was a massive selection program that really happened out. And in that selection, we started shortlisting good riders who got to make it to the grid.
You didn't give it a shot?
With my ballast. The weight of Royal Enfield is between 170, 185. I will not tell you my weight now.
Hey, no, theoretically you could. And that's still a thing, right? If any of you are listening on the stream or also on the circuit and feel like, hey, I can do this, you can. You literally can. You can go in next year for the trials and give it a shot. If you're quick enough, which fingers crossed, I hope you are, you can really go ahead and be a part of this grid.
And we're back once again with the P3 podium finisher, the defending champion from last season, Abhishek Vasudev. You started P1 and you ended at P3. What was going on in your mind? Did you have strategies? I'm sure you were gunning once again for the P1 position, but what was on your mind? What strategies did you use and how did you get past 8 positions?
Well, starting from P11 was a heartbreak after what took place yesterday, right? I was leading the race and I had a flat tire in the 4th lap, and that's never happened to me over the last 14 years. But then again, they say everything happens the first time, and that was my first time of heartbreak, tire flat. But thankfully I started from 11th place, and I made up, I think, about 7 positions, and over the next few laps I did drop down to 3rd place. I had Anish and Navneet in my line of sight. The strategy was quite clear: catch them in the 5th lap, make a move somewhere in the 5th lap. I did close down on them at C4, but then I dropped the gear into false neutral, and that was another heartbreak too. But then again, I still tried to manage to push, but I couldn't get any grip from the front tire. The bike just didn't feel the way she felt over the last 6 sessions. I would have eaten up the tire for sure, but I've been told that I cracked the fastest lap time. Definitely when you're trying to chase some guys, you do crack some lap times, but not at all happy with the 3rd place after the kind of last few days I've had topping the charts, P1, P2, practice 1, practice 2, practice 3, practice 4, qualifying on pole, and then heartbreaks in the race is quite a usual for me, but then I'll come back strong next time.
Well, congratulations on the fastest lap. No heartbreaks for us, at least, because we're still very happy to see you on the podium. Thank you very much for being with us here today. Over to you, Saumil.
If you, the man, in terms of everyone, I got to tell you, you're talking about heartbreaks which never happened in school, but heartbreaks which happened on the racetrack. Here we go.
But he had the fastest lap by 8 tenths of a second. 8 tenths of a second.
And
that's nearly a second.
And he possibly set in about, there was also 2 consecutive fastest lap times. And he was easily the man on top there. So there's always the first time. He's only going to come back to be stronger. Abhishek Vasudev, chin up. You did it well.
There we have then the podium place for the Royal Enfield Continental GT650 Cup. And that, if I'm not mistaken, is the amateur category. We shall give you the results for that in a second. So, as you can see, third place belongs to Nijin A, second for Johnson Saldana. That's Nijin A getting his third place trophy and being felicitated for a great ride. In second place was Johnson Saldana, riding bike number 22. What a great feeling it must be. But none sweeter than that of victory. Yogesh P winning in the amateur category. And here's the podium for the professional class. The Mad Rabbit Abhishek Vasudev finishing in third place, coming in from P11. What an impressive ride that was. And in second place, we have Anish Shetty, the winner of yesterday's race. He can walk home with a big smile. He gets one P1 and one P2. But Sunday belongs to this guy, Navneet Kumar, your winner for the Royal Enfield Continental GT650 2024, round 1, race number 2. Here's Vasudev getting his podium place trophy. And Anish Shetty will be next in second place. Rider number 2, finishing number 2. But the victory belongs to Navneet Kumar. An electric start, and he held on to the pressure so well. From being on the bed for 10 days, having a big ankle sprain, and then coming back in to work his magic, Navneet Kumar rounds off an epic comeback story. What a win for him. So here are the final results then. Navneet Kumar winning by barely anything, literally barely anything. Only a tenth and a half separating himself and yesterday's race winner Anish Shetty, who gave him a tough run for his money. Abhishek Vasudev went from P11 all the way up to P3, setting in the fastest lap by 0.8 of a second in the process. An interesting day for Surya PM, who had a great start but eventually dropped off a little bit. But P4 will be a good place to finish. And then 5th for Kayan Patel, last year's second runner-up in the AM category, is adapting well to life in the professional category too. Rohan R finished an impressive 6th, with Syed Muzammil Ali finishing 7th, Manvit Reddy finishing 8th, Varun Patil 9th, and Mohammad Samrul Zubair getting somewhere in P10. I'm pretty sure he will want more from himself. He's a rider who's capable of more, but this is just the beginning. Yogesh P winning in the amateur class. He got his big win. Johnson Saldana finishing behind him, finishing second in the amateur category. And Nijin A got third in that class. A great ride for all three riders. They were followed by Madhusudan Reddy in 4th in the AMs, Prithviraj T 5th, Dipankar Lamba 6th, Avinash Palga Sitaram 7th in the AM class, and Atharva finishing 8th. Tough day for Jagdish Nagaraj, last year's runner-up. He finishes all the way at the back, along with other riders not classified, the likes of John Ringwaris, Prashant C, and Vivek Pillai. That, ladies and gentlemen, was a beautiful way to begin a Sunday. That's race number 2 of the Enfield Continental GT650 Championship over and done with. But that's just the start of the racing action today. We've got a ton more coming with the LGB Formula 4 Championship in the JK Tyre National Racing Championship. And otherwise, we've also got the Indian Formula 4 and the Indian Racing League. So keep watching the racing. What a great Sunday. See you folks. Thank you so much. 12 o'clock LGB Formula 4 action. I'll see you there for that. Take care, everyone.
ये रास्ते ना खत्म हो, दिल में यही अरमान है, इंसान है हम इस बात की, ये रास्ते पहचान है। ये रास्ते ना खत्म हो, दिल में यही अरमान है, इंसान है हम इस बात की, ये रास्ते पहचान है। देखो हमें हम चल पड़े किस जुनू किस शान से, जन्नत नुमा कश्मीर से आसाम के बागान से, दिल्ली का लहड़पन लिए यूपी के खलिहान से, महाराष्ट्र से गुजरात से कर्नाटक से राजस्थान से, तब हिंदुस्तान मिले हिंदुस्तान से। जय हो विजय हो राम हो प्रवाह हो नाम हो नवीन हो देश हो विदेश हो जेके हो। जब हिंदुस्तान मिले हिंदुस्तान से, जय हो विजय हो। जब हिंदुस्तान मिले हिंदुस्तान से।
JK टायर, देश का टायर।
Today's accomplishment is a dream fulfilled despite its impossibility yesterday. That has been the story of JK Tyre in the history of Indian motorsport. For almost 4 decades, JK Tyre's contribution to Indian motorsport has been unflinching and unmatched, and has shaped a flourishing motorsports landscape in the country. JK Tyre is proud of its achievement that it has placed India in the global motorsport arena. And today, any Indian driver racing internationally has graduated from the karting and racing programs run by JK Tyre. Like most top motorsports drivers around the world, JK Tyre prodigies Naren Karthikeyan, Karun Chandok, Arman Ibrahim, Gaurav Gill, Yash Aradhya also started their racing careers with karting. Naren, who is also the brand ambassador of JK Tyre, went on to become the first Indian to race in F1. Also the proud recipient of the Padma Shri Award, the 4th highest civilian award in India. Starting his motorsport career with JK Tyre, Gaurav Gill moved up the competitive ladder from karting to racing until he found his calling in rallying. And then came the moment of crowning glory for JK Tyre, as Gaurav Gill became the first motorsport athlete to be conferred with the Arjuna Award.
अर्जुन पुरस्कार से सम्मानित किया जाता है श्री गौरव सिंह गिल।
Another young motorsport achiever from India, Yash Aradhya, has been in the spotlight for all the right racing reasons over the last 9 years, winning over 13 championship titles. Yash was conferred with the Pradhan Mantri Rashtriya Bal Shakti Puraskar 2020. Yash has progressed to F4 and F3. It all started with rallying in the 1980s. By the 1990s, JK Tyre were not just running their own team. But rewriting the history books and dominating the national and international rallying circuit. JK Tyre nurtured a new breed of champions that have now forayed into uncharted territory. From cementing its presence on the rallying circuit in the early 90s as a team, to running the most comprehensive motorsport development program in the country. The successful journey of JK Tyre is what dreams are made of. JK Tyre continues to promote the cause of motorsport by supporting rallying events that cut across gender and geographical boundaries. JK Tyre has supported motor rallying beyond Indian borders as well. JK Tyre has promoted a culture of motorsports in the Northeast through various events like the Hornbill Motor Rally and the Orange Festival of Speed. Known for curating experiences and special events, JK Tyre, in association with Arunachal Tourism, organized the Trans Arunachal Drive, a one-of-its-kind 15-day drive through Arunachal Pradesh. It traversed from east to west across 16 districts and was split into 3 zones: the Eastern, Central and Western Zone. JK Tyre brought in the culture of professional off-roading and has been supporting the biggest off-roading events across the country, like the Orange 4x4 Fury in Arunachal Pradesh and Extreme 4Play in Kikar Lodge, Punjab. Over the years, JK Tyre has also played a proactive role in encouraging women to take to the sport, and our efforts have yielded heartening results. Sneha Sharma and Meera Erda both emerged from our karting programs and are now competing in international formula racing. Under the aegis of FMSCI, JK Tyre adopted FIA's highly successful initiative, the Girls on Track GOT program, with an objective to spread awareness at the grassroots level and encourage girls to come to the racetrack and take to the sport. In fructification of these efforts, the JK Tyre National Racing Championship also features an all-women's motor racing team. The idea to involve women in various formats of the sport also saw JK Tyre successfully conduct women-centric TSD events with great success. Ever aware of social causes, JK Tyre organizes several events with public interest at heart to drive home the message of road safety. JK Tyre is proud to have supported Khel Ratna, Padma Shri and Arjuna awardee Deepa Malik. India's first woman Paralympic medalist. For a tire that enables you to stay in total control of your vehicle, JK Tyre backs its words with action. Masters of endurance, JK Tyre has been associated with leaders in the automotive industry and has been part of various vehicle testing events and is a performance partner in multiple 24-hour endurance runs. JK Tyre created history with a 50,000-kilometer non-stop endurance run over 2 weeks by Tata vehicles, all running on JK radios. The JK Tyre-backed Racing Team India also became the first all-Indian team to compete internationally in endurance racing, as the trio of Naren Karthikeyan, Arjun Maini and Naveen Rao matched the pace with Asia's best at Abu Dhabi's Yas Marina circuit. The big beasts, the Tata T1 Primer trucks, also swore allegiance to the JK truck radials. Once a believer, always a believer. Baha India of SAE, the Society of Automotive Engineers, and JK Tyre is an initiative that allows engineering students to get a hands-on experience of designing, building and racing off-road vehicles. To encourage engineering talent and promote advanced automotive research in the country, we also hosted the first JK Tyre Formula Design Challenge, which is an international race car designing competition. This event is a much-awaited event in the annual calendar for every engineering college. If speed is your mantra, then karting is your starting grid. JK Tyre introduced the concept of go-karting in India, and 3 years later, institutionalized our 4-stroke National Karting Championship. JK Tyre, together with Neko Motorsports, introduced the Rotax 2-stroke kart engines and institutionalized the JK Tyre FMSCI National Rotax Karting Championship in 2005. Launched in 1997, the JK Tyre FMSCI National Racing Championship still remains the most cost-effective and sought-after racing program not only in India, but also in the world. Constant upgrades in the car technology and categories by JK Tyre in the JK NRC has ensured that Indian drivers can graduate to higher levels of competitive organized racing at a nominal cost. In 2010, JK Tyre became the first Indian corporate house to acquire an FIA-accredited racing series when they acquired the Formula BMW Asia Pacific Series and rechristened it as the JK Racing Asia Series. In 2013, JK Tyre, in a strategic decision to nurture talent at home, introduced the JK Racing India Series, called the Euro JK Series and run in collaboration with Euro International. The series features some of the most talented young race drivers in the country who get groomed for the bigger stage in international motorsport. The saloon car racing category, called the JK Touring Cars, has been a part of the JK Tyre FMSCI National Racing Championship. This gives a platform to race drivers across regions with diverse racing skill sets and age differences to come together and showcase their talent, while driving standard tin-top cars on a racetrack that people like you and I drive on the city roads. This championship also enabled the debut of the Volkswagen Polo Cup in India. The trendsetters in Indian motorsport, JK Tyre, collaborated with the global leaders in two-wheeler manufacturing to successfully run the one-make two-wheeler racing championship over the years, with a mission to develop world-class bikers in the country. Not to leave the big boys behind, JK Tyre also runs the JK Tyre Super Bike Cup races for 600cc and 1000cc bikes at India's only F1 track, the Podium International Circuit. The underlying mantra of JK Tyre Motorsport has been to give talented drivers the opportunity to chisel their rookie skills into a global masterclass. The JK Tyre Racing Academy School, the only such racing academy school of its kind in India, is a case to point. The results are evident as the success story continues, with JK Tyre prodigies Aditya Patel, Kush Mani, Akhil Rabindra, Arjun Mani and more, who keep putting in sterling performances on the international circuit. JK are renowned entertainers in the world of motorsport, be it the glamour of cheerleaders, the unmatched hospitality at its paddock, to performances by renowned music performers. Spectators are treated to world-class stunt driving by seasoned Indian and global drivers, leaving them glued to their seats, making JK Tyre events the most sought after. These words of the chairman and managing director of JK Tyre, Dr. Raghupati Singhania, appropriately sum up what makes us the final word in Indian motorsport.
Our excellence comes not from mere words or processes. It comes from an urge to strive and deliver the best. It's our mindset that says, when it is good enough, improve it. It is a way of thinking that comes only from a belief within. That's the thought we make our tires with, as a support system for human endeavor to take total control of life itself. And that is what takes us beyond tires.
The JK Tyre Royal Enfield Continental GT Cup is a Pro-Am one-make championship. This newly introduced Pro-Am race format is run under FIM and approved by FMSCI.
The GT650 itself, we believe, is a very capable motorcycle which can be taken to a racetrack. The kind of changes we've made to the GTR 650 are very minimal and very simple.
Just the exhaust system, no modification, we are getting 12% more power over the standard bike. We've dropped the weight by about 22 kilos.
The changes are more to make it track worthy than to make it a very superior or a much more powerful machine. So for instance, we have not touched the engine. We've not touched the chassis geometry at all.
This is just an absolute standard bike that is performing in front of you.
Last but not least, JK Tyre provide us with soft compound race rubber.
With bespoke rear set foot pegs and clip-on aluminium handlebars from Harris Performance and a race fairing developed at Royal Enfield's UK Tech Centre, the Continental GT R650 is strategically created to deliver one-of-a-kind spirited racing experience.
We are very confident that it's a platform which can give you a lot of fun it can enhance your skill as a rider. It will enable you to know your bike better and to push the envelope with regards to your skill on riding a motorcycle on a racetrack.
Royal Enfield's first racing success was at the New Brighton Cycle Racing Circuit on 1st August 1904. In 1913, a tourist trophy was run between the cities of Calcutta and Gaya in eastern India, a distance of over 300 miles. In 1949, the 350 Bullet raced at the Isle of Man Junior TT. The Continental GT was, however, launched in a press tag team ride from John O'Groats to Land's End, which included John Cooper lapping Silverstone 8 times. Enfield India ran a successful racing team from 1965 onwards. In 2011, Steve Linsdell completed a lap of Isle of Man TT, clocking 165 kilometers top speed on a modified Royal Enfield Bullet.
Our take on promoting motorsports is to make it more accessible to the crowds, to the enthusiasts, to followers of Royal Enfield as well.
Race 1 we had 5 crashes and race 2 we had 4 crashes.
जब छूटते थे तो कोई गिरा और वो गाड़ी डैमेज ज़्यादा हुआ तो उसकी करने के थोड़ा टाइम जाता था.
We were working from morning 8 o'clock to 9 o'clock in the night to get the bikes in shape again. So all the riders get their bikes all ready.
सोच के आई थी कि आपको ये टाइप पे कोई राइडर लोग ऐसा नाराज ना हो, अपने हिसाब से पूरा काम है.
We try to make it perfect as possible because we have raced and we know what the riders go through. We don't want any bikes to fail. That is very important. So the rider should be satisfied. At least if he doesn't win, he should have a good ride.
The engine on the Continental GT R650 is kept stock. Parallel twin-cylinder 648cc engine displacement along with 78mm bore 4 valves and a single overhead camshaft setup.
The chassis is absolutely standard. The only thing we modified on the chassis is shorten the rear mudguard stay. These are 5 mm longer shock absorbers, standard but 5 mm longer with linear springs. That's the change on the rear.
The chassis geometry, the suspension setup has gone through tens of thousands of hours of testing, both at the UK Tech Centre, at the India's Tech Centre. And we have a lot of confidence that this is a very well planted chassis. It's got great handling characteristics. The only change we've made is raise the rear by 5mm, and the reason for that is to increase cornering clearance.
The front suspension, yes, we have preload adjusters. You can see it's got many grooves in it, so you can fine tune the preload.
The rear suspension, Gabriel helped us by developing linear springs which were stiffer. So 28 newtons per millimeter with a linear range throughout the spring.
Just a few things that we've done to make it into a cafe racer, into a racing bike.
We have race clip-ons from Harris, which are aluminium, lightweight clip-ons. Race foot pegs also from Harris.
So the race fairing and the belly pan for the GTR 650 were both developed in-house. They were developed by the industrial design studio of Royal Enfield. The prettiest race fairing I've seen in any of the classic or the retro-looking motorcycles, by far. They're not just aesthetic in value; they also are functional. The race fairing obviously protects riders from wind blast. These bikes are doing easily in excess of 165, 170 kilometers an hour. The belly pan itself, similarly, it is a regulation by the FMSCI to have a belly pan in the event of any accident or mishap. If the engine suffers damage and tends to leak any fluids, at least the belly pan catches that. This is the perfect example of form and function. the kind of braking that you will require on public roads and city streets is very different from the kind of braking that is going on in a racetrack. So when you build a bike and you're tuning and finalizing the configuration of brake setup, it's made keeping in mind that the riders are going to use them on public streets. When you use the same motorcycle on a racetrack, it's not going to meet those requirements on the racetrack. The brakes are great on the Continental GT 650 for the roads, but when you bring the GTR 650 and you want to race it on a racetrack, the brakes have a totally different requirement. These guys are going full pelt, they are whacking it open, they are literally almost redlining on the 6th gear at the end of the start-finish straight. The levels of force that are being used on the brakes is insane. They're doing a 10-lap race. They're doing hard braking multiple times in every lap. So there is obviously going to be brake fade on a stock brake setup.
With our experience of racing, we know what setup they want. So we cater to that.
We went back to Bybre, who are our OEM suppliers, came up with the solution that we would use insulated pistons in the calipers. So the insulated piston prevents the heat from transferring to the brake fluid, and that prevents the brakes from fading over repeated hard use, The second thing was they also gave us sintered brake pads. It's got better stopping power, and again it's good for racetrack usage. For city streets, a rider might feel like it's very sudden, but in a racetrack it's perfect. That's what you need.
On a racetrack, braking is an art, and the art of outbraking your opponent is one of the most desirable skill sets a racer wants to possess.
We all know good rubber is imperative when it comes to safety. No, not that rubber. We are at a racetrack, and by rubber, I mean tires. Tires can literally make or break a race.
With the racers upgrading to JK Tyres for this season, we wanted to know how they felt any different from what they were using last season.
Tires are the only thing which is the connection between you and the bike. So tires are the most important thing, I say.
Tires are really good. They're gripping a lot, and even at fast corners with the kind of weight the bike has, the tires are really very helpful.
Beauty of the Royal Enfield GT Cup bike is it's very consistent throughout the 10 laps.
I feel they have improved the tires a little bit more than compared to previous rounds. The times speak for themselves. So people have done already 1/16, though they've set higher benchmarks for us now.
Bikes, have been consistently performing from last year. There's no lack in the performance or anything of that sort. It looks great. The tires are a different compound, so it feels a little different, and we need some time to, set up the suspension for it.
With a very positive word about JK Tyres, it was time to go racing.
To ride a one-make series like this in a powerful bike and in a bullet, I think everybody should definitely try this. And for all the girls, I think you don't get any other platform where they don't discriminate between men and women, and you get to compete with men as well.
Core attraction of the GT Cup is, of course, the meritocratic selection process, the idea that anybody could be out there and be a hero, be a racer on the track. Everybody has the same bike. There's no technical advantage from bike to bike. So it's really the person out there on the bike determining who wins.
Yeah, next season, from the starting itself, I would do it.
I'm feeling really great, and finally I achieved my dream. And my tactics work.
हमारे देश में 5 लाख एक्सीडेंट होते हैं, 1.5 लाख मौतें होती है, और 3 लाख लोगों के हाथ पैर टूट जाते हैं। टोटल जीडीपी का अगर हिसाब लगाया जाए तो 3% हमारा जीडीपी का नुकसान रोड एक्सीडेंट के कारण होता है। और 18 से 34 इस वयोगट में जो यंग लड़के हैं वो 60% उनकी मृत्यु होती है।
मेरे प्यारे देशवासियों, सड़क हादसे आज हमारे देश में ही नहीं पूरी दुनिया में चिंता का विषय है। आज भारत में रोड सेफ्टी के लिए सरकार के साथ ही व्यक्तिगत और सामूहिक स्तर पर कई तरह के प्रयास भी किए जा रहे हैं। जीवन बचाने के इन प्रयासों में हम सबको सक्रिय रूप से भागीदार बनना चाहिए।
India leads the way in road accidents around the world. The road accidents that not only claim lives but also livelihoods. We lose generations, the future of many families, the future of our country. We have also lost visionaries due to road negligence. Be street smart, drive safe, stay safe. Always wear a seat belt while seated in a car. Don't use phones while driving. Don't drink and drive. Follow the traffic rules to the T. To promote a noble cause, responsible driving for all, the leaders have come together on one platform.
थोड़ी सी सावधानी बरतने से हम बहुत सारी दुर्घटनाओं से बच सकते हैं। तो सावधानी हटी, दुर्घटना घटी। हेलमेट नहीं पहना और टक्कर हुई तो लेने के देने पड़ जाते हैं। तो इसलिए मैं कहता हूँ नियमों का पालन करें, यातायात के नियमों को ना तोड़ें, खुद भी सुरक्षित रहें, बाकियों को भी सुरक्षित रखें।
The car rally for parliamentarians, an initiative for safer roads for all, an initiative to build the future of India. Leaders who know the way, go the way and show the way.
ये आयोजन इसलिए भिन्न है क्योंकि आज हम उन लोगों को याद करते हैं जिन्होंने देश की राजनीति में अत्यंत ही अहम भूमिका निभाई। और लोग ऐसा महसूस करते हैं कि दुर्घटना दूसरे के साथ होगा, हमारे साथ नहीं। परंतु जब ये दुर्घटना होता है तो वो ना किसी का पद देखता है, ना किसी का जाति देखता है, ना किसी का धर्म देखता है, ना किसी की पहचान देखता है।
सड़क दुर्घटना और इस सड़क दुर्घटना को कम करने के लिए सरकार के स्तर पर, सेवा संस्थाओं के स्तर पर, एनजीओ के स्तर पर, जनता के स्तर पर व्यापक प्रयास किए जा रहे हैं। हमें इसको जन जन तक पहुंचाने की आवश्यकता है।
लोगों का जो ह्यूमन बिहेवियर है वो बदले बिना ये प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व नहीं होगा। आप देखिए, ऐसा तुलना नहीं करनी चाहिए, पर यूएसए में, यूरोपियन कंट्रीज में रेड सिग्नल लग गया तो लोग रुक जाते हैं। सीनियर सिटीजन रास्ता क्रॉस करते तुरंत हाथ दिखाते तो गाड़ी वहां रुक जाती है। ये जो ह्यूमन बिहेवियर है वो बदलने के लिए सोशल ऑर्गेनाइजेशन, पॉलिटिकल ऑर्गेनाइजेशन, एजुकेशनल इंस्टीट्यूशंस, इसके बिना नहीं होगा।
We progress as a society when we work together as a society. Let's pledge to drive safe, drive responsibly, drive in total control.
The journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. Racing is no different. To reach the pinnacle of motorsport, you need to start from the basics. Karting provides the foundation to youngsters who dream of making it to Formula One racing. Most of the world champions in F1, like Ayrton Senna, Michael Schumacher, Alain Prost, Fernando Alonso, Lewis Hamilton and Sebastian Vettel in fact started out racing karts. Closer home in India, the JK Tyre National Karting Championship offers the platform to take the sport to the masses in a big way. JK Tyre introduced go-karting in the country way back in 1997 and patronized tracks in 7 cities all across India. In a strategic move in the year 2000, the company for the first time introduced the JK Tyre National 4-Stroke Karting Championship in 6 cities. JK Tyre, together with Miko Motorsports, introduced the Rotax 2-stroke kart engines. It was then that the JK Tyre Rotax Max National Karting Championship came into being. The winners of the JK Tyre Rotax Max National Karting Championship are selected to represent the country in the Rotax Max World Finals held every year. The prize money is among the highest in this part of the world. The top 2 karters in the JK Tyre Rotax Max National Karting Championship get a fully sponsored drive for the entire season in the FBO2 Formula car powered by BMW engines in the JK Tyre Racing Championship.
I'm hanging on your every word, the love inside, I feel it burn. I've never felt this way before. I've had a taste, now I want more. So here we are, just you and me. I'm overwhelmed when you touch me. You talk so sweet, I hear the sound, 'cause when you do, my feet won't touch the ground.
Thank you for trying to understand the sport, at least trying to take your skills forward. And I tell you one thing, the skills that you have learned today, you can use for life.
tell you I'm not afraid anymore. Now I've realized that we're perfect together. And I know you know that we're perfect together. Don't be afraid anymore.
Actually, this started as a music festival last year, but this year we've moved on to adventure. So we were very fortunate that JK Tyres were agreed to my idea of having an off-roading event on the lines of the RFC or other off-roading events in the world.
Of a world in chaos, broken by change. We are light in the dark, calling now for something to spark.
So let's start our program. It is with great pleasure that I welcome you to second edition of the first of its kind Orange Festival of Adventure and Music.
We wanted to make this off-roading event one of the toughest for the vehicles, for the men, for the machines. And up to this extent, we have been successful. One good thing was that the villagers' participation was terrific. This was the first time we are having an event like this. We never thought that this kind of participation will be there from the villagers. This is a 3-day event for the off-roaders and a 4-day music festival, both combined. Cutting across state barriers, whole pan-India participation from the south, north, and the east, northeast states, and cutting across different vehicles, Mahindra makes, then gypsies, Maruti gypsies, Polaris, and that's how we made this possible. You know, Dambuk as such is a very remote location. And even to think of holding an event like this here is an achievement, and successfully we have done it this year and hope to take it to bigger heights next year.
The total time is 20 minutes. You can walk the track now, you can walk across if you want to see the water depth also. I will come along with you all by the side.
All that remains
hopefully don't break anything. Come front second. You want to get through without breaking anything, that's it.
Those are the axle twisters where the articulation of the cars, they'll have to go through those small pits.
It was never such a bad experience, but it's worth it. Too good.
They're watching you now. This is where I'm at. From here. They watching you now. This is where you make it permanent. This is where you make it. 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 Permanent. JK Tyre orange, of course, is Kursam Singh and Podium Chauhan teaming up with Dushan and Gurvinder Singh from Team Garani Chandigarh.
For having us here. We've had a wonderful time. I'd like to thank the media without whom Dumbuk will not be known at all. So we have a big thank you to the media. Participants, can I hear a big shout from you guys? Awesome guys. That's all sir. Abu sir, thank you so much. It's been a fantastic 5 days. It's a big challenge for you to have us all here. We've had a wonderful time. All the best.
सिंह गिल को मोटर स्पोर्ट्स में उनकी उपलब्धियों को मान्यता प्रदान करते हुए वर्ष 2019 के लिए अर्जुन पुरस्कार से सम्मानित किया जाता है। श्री गौरव सिंह गिल।
The young motorsports achiever from India, Yash Aradhya, has been in the spotlight for all the right racing reasons over the last 8 years, winning 13 championship titles and registering 65 race podiums. The comprehensive racing program of JK Tyre allowed Yash Aradhya to hone his talent in karting and then seamlessly transition onto racing at the national and at the international level. The year 2020 has begun on the perfect note for the young racer who hails from Bengaluru, as Yash was recently conferred with the Bal Shakti Puruskar 2020 under the Pradhan Mantri Rashtriya Bal Puruskar. The award was presented to him by the Honorable President of India at the Rashtrapati Bhavan.
मास्टर यश आराध्या एस कर्नाटका, आपने मोटर स्पोर्ट्स के क्षेत्र में असाधारण प्रतिभा, क्षमता तथा संकल्प का प्रदर्शन किया। अंतर्राष्ट्रीय स्तर पर भी कई कीर्तिमान स्थापित किए। आपको खेलों के क्षेत्र में आपकी उत्कृष्टता के लिए राष्ट्रीय बाल शक्ति पुरस्कार से नवाजा जा रहा है। मास्टर यश आराध्या एस।
I would like to take this opportunity to thank FMSCI, Akbar Ibrahim and Sanjay Sharma uncle and team JK Tyre for making it possible.
And he was also accorded the honor to be present at the Republic Day Parade on 26th January 2020. Here's wishing the young lad more success in the coming days, as he keeps India's flag flying high in the motorsports arena.
Everyone is a champion here. Whoever finishes, you have to first finish to finish first.
Thank JK Tyre, they've been amazing to bring in this category.
It's been a fantastic journey over the last 2 decades, and we started with humble beginnings and few cars, few bikes on the grid, and today when you have a series which has a representation from an ex-Formula 1 driver, world's best international women drivers, Indians driving abroad and Indian champions all racing in the same grid, you can't ask for more.
ये रास्ते ना खत्म हो, दिल में यही अरमान है, इंसान है हम इस बात की, ये रास्ते पहचान है। ये रास्ते ना खत्म हो, दिल में यही अरमान है, इंसान है हम इस बात की ये रास्ते पहचान है। देखो हमें हम चल पड़े किस जुनू किस शान से, जन्नत नुमा कश्मीर से आसाम के बागान से, दिल्ली का लहड़पन लिए यूपी के खलिहान से, महाराष्ट्र से गुजरात से कर्नाटक से राजस्थान से, तब हिंदुस्तान मिले हिंदुस्तान से। जय हो विजय हो राम हो प्रवाह हो नाम हो नवीन हो देश हो विदेश हो जेके हो। जब हिंदुस्तान मिले हिंदुस्तान से, जय हो विजय हो। जब हिंदुस्तान मिले हिंदुस्तान से।
JK टायर, देश का टायर।
The Lux Life, the lip of the glass, the journeys you make, the roads you take. Introducing Levitas Ultra from JK Tyre, made for dream machines.
Today's accomplishment is a dream fulfilled despite its impossibility yesterday. That has been the story of JK Tyre in the history of Indian motorsport. For almost 4 decades, JK Tyre's contribution to Indian motorsport has been unflinching and unmatched and has shaped a flourishing motorsports landscape in the country. JK Tyre is proud of its achievement that it has placed India in the global motorsport arena. And today, any Indian driver racing internationally has graduated from the karting and racing programs run by JK Tyre. Like most top motorsports drivers around the world, JK Tyre prodigies Naren Karthikeyan, Karan Chandok, Arman Ibrahim, Gaurav Gill, Yash Aradhya also started their racing careers with karting. Naren, who is also the brand ambassador of JK Tyre, went on to become the first Indian to race in F1. Also the proud recipient of the Padma Shri Award, the 4th highest civilian award in India. Starting his motorsport career with JK Tyre, Gaurav Gill moved up the competitive ladder from karting to racing until he found his calling in rallying. And then came the moment of crowning glory for JK Tyre, as Gaurav Gill became the first motorsport athlete to be conferred with the Arjuna Award.
अर्जुन पुरस्कार से सम्मानित किया जाता है श्री गौरव सिंह गिल।
Another young motorsport achiever from India, Yash Aradhya, has been in the spotlight for all the right racing reasons over the last 9 years, winning over 13 championship titles. Yash was conferred with the Pradhan Mantri Rashtriya Bal Shakti Puraskar 2020. Yash has progressed to F4 and F3. It all started with rallying in the 1980s. By the 1990s, JK Tyre were not just running their own team. But rewriting the history books and dominating the national and international rallying circuit. JK Tyre nurtured a new breed of champions that have now forayed into uncharted territory. From cementing its presence on the rallying circuit in the early 90s as a team, to running the most comprehensive motorsport development program in the country. The successful journey of JK Tyre is what dreams are made of. JK Tyre continues to promote the cause of motorsport by supporting rallying events that cut across gender and geographical boundaries. JK Tyre has supported motor rallying beyond Indian borders as well. JK Tyre has promoted a culture of motorsports in the Northeast through various events like the Hornbill Motor Rally and the Orange Festival of Speed. Known for curating experiences and special events, JK Tyre, in association with Arunachal Tourism, organized the Trans Arunachal Drive, a one-of-its-kind 15-day drive through Arunachal Pradesh. It traversed from east to west across 16 districts and was split into 3 zones: the Eastern, Central and Western Zone. JK Tyre brought in the culture of professional off-roading and has been supporting the biggest off-roading events across the country, like the Orange 4x4 Fury in Arunachal Pradesh and Extreme 4Play in Kikar Lodge, Punjab. Over the years, JK Tyre has also played a proactive role in encouraging women to take to the sport, and our efforts have yielded heartening results. Sneha Sharma and Meera Erda both emerged from our karting programs and are now competing in international formula racing. Under the aegis of FMSCI, JK Tyre adopted FIA's highly successful initiative, the Girls on Track GOT program, with an objective to spread awareness at the grassroots level and encourage girls to come to the racetrack and take to the sport. In fructification of these efforts, the JK Tyre National Racing Championship also features an all-women's motor racing team. The idea to involve women in various formats of the sport also saw JK Tyre successfully conduct women-centric TSD events with great success. Ever aware of social causes, JK Tyre organizes several events with public interest at heart to drive home the message of road safety. JK Tyre is proud to have supported Khel Ratna, Padma Shri and Arjuna awardee Deepa Malik, India's first woman Paralympic medalist. For a tyre that enables you to stay in total control of your vehicle, JK Tyre backs its words with action. Masters of endurance, JK Tyre has been associated with leaders in the automotive industry and has been part of various vehicle testing events and is a performance partner in multiple 24-hour endurance runs. JK Tyre created history with a 50,000-kilometer non-stop endurance run over 2 weeks by Tata vehicles, all running on JK radios. The JK Tyre-backed Racing Team India also became the first all-Indian team to compete internationally in endurance racing, as the trio of Naren Karthikeyan, Arjun Maini and Naveen Rao matched the pace with Asia's best at Abu Dhabi's Yas Marina circuit. The big beasts, the Tata T1 Primer trucks, also swore allegiance to the JK truck radials. Once a believer, always a believer. Baha India of SAE, the Society of Automotive Engineers, and JK Tyre is an initiative that allows engineering students to get a hands-on experience of designing, building and racing off-road vehicles. To encourage engineering talent and promote advanced automotive research in the country, we also hosted the first JK Tyre Formula Design Challenge, which is an international race car designing competition. This event is a much-awaited event in the annual calendar for every engineering college. If speed is your mantra, then karting is your starting grid. JK Tyre introduced the concept of go-karting in India, and 3 years later, institutionalized our 4-stroke National Karting Championship. JK Tyre, together with Neko Motorsports, introduced the Rotax 2-stroke kart engines and institutionalized the JK Tyre FMSCI National Rotax Karting Championship in 2005. Launched in 1997, the JK Tyre FMSCI National Racing Championship still remains the most cost-effective and sought-after racing program not only in India but also in the world. Constant upgrades in the car technology and categories by JK Tyre in the JK NRC has ensured that Indian drivers can graduate to higher levels of competitive organized racing at a nominal cost. In 2010, JK Tyre became the first Indian corporate house to acquire an FIA-accredited racing series when they acquired the Formula BMW Asia Pacific Series and rechristened it as the JK Racing Asia Series. In 2013, JK Tyre, in a strategic decision to nurture talent at home, introduced the JK Racing India Series, called the Euro JK Series and run in collaboration with Euro International. The series features some of the most talented young race drivers in the country who get groomed for the bigger stage in international motorsport. This saloon car racing category, called the JK Touring Cars, has been a part of the JK Tyre FMSCI National Racing Championship. This gives a platform to race drivers across regions with diverse racing skill sets and age differences to come together and showcase their talent, while driving standard tin-top cars on a racetrack that people like you and I drive on the city roads. This championship also enabled the debut of the Volkswagen Polo Cup in India. The trendsetters in Indian motorsport, JK Tyre collaborated with the global leaders in two-wheeler manufacturing to successfully run the one-make two-wheeler racing championship over the years, with a mission to develop world-class bikers in the country. Not to leave the big boys behind, JK Tyre also runs the JK Tyre Super Bike Cup races for 600cc and 1000cc bikes at India's only F1 track, the Podium International Circuit. The underlying mantra of JK Tyre Motorsport has been to give talented drivers the opportunity to chisel their rookie skills into a global masterclass. The JK Tyre Racing Academy School, the only such racing academy school of its kind in India, is a case to point. The results are evident as the success story continues, with JK Tyre prodigies Aditya Patel, Kush Mani, Akhil Rabindra, Arjun Nani and more, who keep putting in sterling performances on the international circuit. JK are renowned entertainers in the world of motorsport, be it the glamour of cheerleaders, the unmatched hospitality at its paddock, to performances by renowned music performers. Spectators are treated to world-class stunt driving by seasoned Indian and global drivers, leaving them glued to their seats, making JK Tyre events the most sought after. These words of the chairman and managing director of JK Tyre, Dr. Raghupati Singhania, appropriately sum up what makes us the final word in Indian motorsport.
Our excellence comes not from mere words or processes. It comes from an urge to strive and deliver the best. It's our mindset that says, when it is good enough, improve it. It is a way of thinking that comes only from a belief within. That's the thought we make our tyres with, as a support system for human endeavour to take total control of life itself. And that is what takes us beyond tyres.
The JK Tyre Royal Enfield Continental GT Cup is a Pro-Am one-make championship. This newly introduced Pro-Am race format is run under FIM and approved by FMSCI.
The GT650 itself, we believe, is a very capable motorcycle which can be taken to a racetrack. The kind of changes we've made to the GTR 650 are very minimal and very simple.
Just the exhaust system, no modification, we are getting 12% more power over the standard bike. We've dropped the weight by about 22 kilos.
The changes are more to make it track worthy than to make it a very superior or a much more powerful machine. So for instance, we have not touched the engine. We've not touched the chassis geometry at all.
This is just an absolute standard bike that is performing in front of you.
Last but not least, JK Tyre provide us with soft compound race rubber.
With bespoke rear set foot pegs and clip-on aluminium handlebars from Harris Performance and a race fairing developed at Royal Enfield's UK Tech Centre, the Continental GT R650 is strategically created to deliver one-of-a-kind spirited racing experience.
We are very confident that it's a platform which can give you a lot of fun. It can enhance your skill as a rider. It will enable you to know your bike better and to push the envelope with regards to your skill on riding a motorcycle on a racetrack.
Royal Enfield's first racing success was at the New Brighton Cycle Racing Circuit on 1st August 1904. In 1913, a tourist trophy was run between the cities of Calcutta and Gaya in eastern India, a distance of over 300 miles. In 1949, the 350 Bullet raced at the Isle of Man Junior TT. The Continental GT was, however, launched in a press tag team ride from John O'Groats to Land's End, which included John Cooper lapping Silverstone 8 times. Enfield India ran a successful racing team from 1965 onwards. In 2011, Steve Linsdell completed a lap of Isle of Man TT, clocking 165 km top speed on a modified Royal Enfield Bullet.
Our take on promoting motorsports is to make it more accessible to the crowds, to the enthusiasts, to followers of Royal Enfield as well.
Race 1 we had 5 crashes and race 2 we had 4 crashes.
जब छूटते थे तो कोई गिरा और वो गाड़ी डैमेज ज़्यादा हुआ तो उसकी करने के थोड़ा टाइम जाता था.
We were working from morning 8 o'clock to 9 o'clock in the night to get the bikes.
We are live from the Madras International Circuit, the home of Indian motorsport in many ways, and it is time for the Indian Racing Festival to kick off on this Super Sunday. It is the JK Formula LGB F4 Race 2 coming your way, and there is a lot to look forward to. I've got Solomon alongside myself, Suhail Chandok, for this one. Solo, what a stacked field it is. Always exciting to see the LGBs in action.
We will never get it old, have we? Welcome to Madras after a very, very long time to you, Suhail, and let's commend you and your family for the kind of work that you've done as far as motorsports is concerned. Your brother Karan Chandok was also a find for the JK Tyre, so there is more than just a legacy.
Absolutely.
So I believe the grandkids are going to be racing with you very soon.
Well, someone's going to have to fund them. That's not going to be me. It's an expensive sport at times. I think, you know, the good thing is when you have series like this come in, it helps the young crop actually come through with a lot of new facilities, with great teams in the lineup as well. You're seeing a lot of those cars that have been developed in India, and you think back to the old days as well, where when we'd get to February here, it was a packed house that every year would turn up, and it's nice to see that flavor come back. Different teams being represented, different drivers coming in various capacities after they've retired and hung up the gloves to become team managers or put together a team. And I think it's really nice to see because now the next crop, the next gen are benefiting from it.
This has to be told. It's the 27th year of the JK Tyre National Racing Championship. All the races, Formula 4 to the IRL, and the Royal Enfield, all running on the JK Tyre. This has been a legacy that's been done over the years. When Karan Chandok went into Formula 1, let's be honest, there was no system of karting, technically. Yeah. And now look at the way JK Tyre has built this entire system. Now we've got folks coming in. A very familiar man, Chetan Suraneni. This gentleman was recently testing in Monza. Wow. So you can imagine the guys that have been going from the back of the grid, going back to karting and then testing around it. He's a character. So Chetan Suraneni always on the verge of what's next can I do around it. Interesting to notice, he outclassed his teammate in qualifying in one of the races in Monza. So that was nice. Pretty big. You've had a lot of history too, but
yeah, we need characters in motorsport. I think it's something that is an absolute must. Yeah,
Rahul Rangasamy.
We know him. he's a standout character in many ways. He's been around a long time. He's supported a lot of young talents coming through as well, Rahul Rangaswamy, and I think he's one of the more consistent guys that have been around for a number of years now.
I do remember the way back when we were trying to help kids go up the ladder, and it was this gentleman also, Saran Vikram Tamas. Today, let's put it on record, Momentum Motorsports has brought in its team. So Rashid has brought in a new team on the block. So LGB formed for 27th year. We have a new team as part of the entire team championship. This feels like home for you.
Absolutely.
Look how comfortable you are.
Very much so. I think this is a track I can draw blindfolded. You know, we've grown up here, Karun and I. We've come here as kids watching my dad race, and you know, in the internal part of the circuit where there's just mud, we used to sit in a rally car and go around there, and so every inch of this property, I think, feels in many ways like home to a lot of us. So it's always a nice feel. So many familiar faces that I come back and get the opportunity to see as well and meet, and that's always nice. I don't get enough time back home now, so it's
you
it's
say
nice
familiar
feeling.
faces, people walking around the commentary. Oh, Sohail is there. Hello. And let's say hello. They were warming back as well. Let's say hello to Abhay M from M Sport. What a race he had yesterday. But can he keep the momentum that is required? 10 laps of the race is about to commence. Very, very quickly. We had your grandfather design this track. We had your dad part of the racing circle. Karan Chandra went to Formula 1, and JK Tyre was part of the journey. And come a couple of months, a couple of days later, we possibly are going to be seeing the 4th generation on the track again. You got to be proud of the legacy.
Absolutely, and I think you know, it's nice also to just see it continue. It's one of those sports where I think it has to be a legacy sport. Racing has to be in your blood to be mad enough to participate in motorsport, and I think that's something that only passes through generations. You have to see your family doing it for you to be a part of it. I was the black sheep in some sense. I did a lot of karting, was quick enough there, and then said, you know what, when the cricket bat and ball and other sports came in, I needed to switch gears. But for these guys, they'll see that they're part of legacy as well. So many of them have had some member of their family be a part of motorsport too. You know, you see it through the generations, whether it's Arman and Aku, whether you see Aditya Patel and his dad Kamlesh as well. There's so many people that have actually had a couple of people in their family be a part of it.
Bala Prasad won the race yesterday, although he was defending for the 3rd and the 4th. At the end of it, he was so emotional. There was absolutely no reaction in his face. He was stunned. Oh, I've won this race. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, let's get it on to the grid without further ado. This is one of those important races. Car number 95 on your screens at the moment. Nathan McPherson. He has a lot of work in his hands. Momentum Motorsports have identified him, saying, okay, we trust you to take the momentum for us. Digital Route will be the man to beat. He had one of the fastest lap times yesterday, 1 minute 55.690. This is going to be a very interesting grid. 5 minutes for the pit lane to open. Let's quickly put it on record as combat number 27. That's Dhruv Goswami. Massive appreciation for Dhruv. We saw him 2 years back. He is now getting to be as fit as a fiddle.
Yep.
His dad is, of course, in the medical field. He wants to take the credit for his son.
Yeah. Well, why not? You know, I think it takes an army to put anyone through the motorsport ladder, and you know, it's not easy. You've got to be made of very thick skin. You need the finances to put the car on the track as well. It's not an easy option. And when you do pick that option, you need the support of everyone in your family as well.
Chetan Suraneni on your screens. We initially also said Amit Kuti. The lining of the steering is so important. 10:2 or slightly how we want to grip. We have a good crowd that is coming down in as well. This has been one of those places. We are live at the Madras International Circuit. If you have just joined us, hello and welcome to the YouTube stream of the JK Tyre Motorsports. This is a special moment for all of us as we are celebrating 27, not 1, not 2, 27. And We've always been doing around. Let's quickly look at the start order that will be coming up in our screens very, very quickly now. Is Chetan going to start at number 1, Ryan at number 2, Saran Vikram number 3, Tijal at number 4, Rahul Rangasamy at number 5. Mehul will start at number 6 and car number 9. Further down the order, it's in P7 for Abhay. Bala will start on P10. Nathan McPherson is on 9. Dhruv is on 10. Amit is on 11. Munit is on 12. We also have to get on to that P13 is Ashok Lal. Vaibhav is at 14. Vishwas is at 15. Priyanshu is at 16. Chetan is on 17. Sparsh is on 18. Now there is also Priyanka Vijay on the grid, the only girl on the track, and there she is in P19. Tavish is 20, Aneeb is 21, Diljit is on 22, not the place where you like to start. Yash is on 23, Lyron is on 24. 24 cars on the grid. This is so cool.
Yeah, very good to see 24 cars on a packed grid, and that's always what we've wanted to see. When you look towards the back of your screens, you'll actually see the last car on the grid coming out of the exit of the last corner. That tells you that it's a really, really interesting field. This is what you always aspire to have, a packed grid. And when you've got 24 cars, you can see it all the way back. They go all the way into the final corner. And that is a great sight. For years, we've always wanted a packed field, 16, 17, 18 cars. 24 is something else. When you've got Diljit sitting in 22nd spot,
a national champion.
Expect some fireworks through this encounter as well.
Nicely noticed. We would also like to hope Avalanche Racing picks up the game. Yesterday, they were between 13 to 17. Ashok Lal, Vaibhav need to pull this out. Let's put it on record as the race begins. Here we go with the formation lap. How important it is for the formation lap. I know Karan used to do his own thing during the formation lap to identify what's going to come on the track.
Yeah, I think it's just one of those things where you want to get a feel for everything that's going on under you. Also a good time to just reflect on your thoughts ahead of the start. The adrenaline is pumping, so you want to get your heart rate down a little bit as well. Control what you're doing and be one with the car. I think it's very, very hard for drivers who aren't doing this on a day in and day out basis to feel relaxed with all the adrenaline in the world, with all the pressure in the world. But this formation lap is a way to kind of warm up to the occasion. As we do with any other sport, you don't really get a warm-up lap when it comes to a trial ball in cricket and things like that. So this is a nice little opportunity to get the tires warm, to feel that you're in rhythm and get that breathing as well, and that breathing pattern sorted before you get in.
That's an experienced commentator speaking to Sohail Chandok with me in the house. Hi, my name is Solomon Boris. We are live at the Madras International Circuit. I have to work on believing. We are live at the Madras International Circuit. This is the Indian Racing Festival 2024. All the classes that is going around here today, we are happy to say every race here today, from the Royal Enfield to the Formula 4 to the LGB4 and then the IRL, all running on JK Tyres. 27 years of the National Racing Championship. We are building champions here today. Let me also announce one more time. We announced it yesterday. Tijal Rao had the fastest lap time, 155.698, I beg your pardon, 155.698. I need to put on my glasses sometime. Without further ado, let's also look at how quickly was Diljit. He was around 155.754. So there was not much of a difference. Now Diljit will be charging in from the back. Neev Datta, Vishwas Vijayaraj have a lot to really prove right now.
Yeah, I think when this field starts getting going, I think one of the things you'll start to understand is you're going to have battles right through. When you've got Diljit in 22nd, you've got a bunch of others coming through the pack, you're going to get great racing. And that's something we've always looked forward to when it comes to the LGBs. They may not be the quickest class. They're an introduction to single-seater racing for all of you that are watching. It's the introduction that every young racing driver needs. Whether you're in England and the erstwhile British Formula 4 series looked very similar. These are cars that have been developed in India over the years that have an Indian flavor to it, an Indian engine to it as well. And this is where young Indian talent who've gone on to drive in Formula 1, who've gone on to drive in Formula 2, Formula 3, start their motorsport ladder. And that's why this is such a critical category.
This is, for the record, the most economical single-seater racing in the country and in the world. And we're talking about 1295cc. All the talking stops because we got to get talking to the race now. Into the formation, everyone gets into their positions again. Look at that. Red, yellow, grey, there's a blue. This is...
I'm just looking at the fact that the safety car is still in the last corner, and that's how many cars we've got on the grid. That's a great sight. Here we go. 5 lights set to illuminate, and we will have liftoff on the Formula LGB, and it's a decent start. Oh, not the best for our leader. JK Tyre has a problem, and that is the worst possible outcome, and it means Saran Vikram is out in front.
Mehul Agarwal has a much better start, moving in at least 2 positions again, but can he hold on? Saran Vikram Tamaz is a very annoying man to overtake. He has to find a way around the outside. Copper number 12 trying to find a way, does not able to get it as neat as possible, but then we hope he's able to get it on. Saran Vikram Tamaz now gets past into turn number 2 as well. Now this is going to be a long drawn battle as they get up to turn number 4 in quick time. Turn 3 to turn 4 is the Senna S's. Saran Vikram dives on inside. Can he make it count? He's got the traction coming in. He's got to now get to the wide. No, he's not. Saran Vikram Tamaz is in position number 2 at the moment.
Yeah, Tijal makes the move down the inside, and that's a good move. Finds his line, holds his line as well, Tijal Rao. And that's a great run into the left-hander, and then out of it into the exit of that long sweeping set of corners as well. But suddenly there seems to be a little bit of comfort out in front for Tijal Rao. He's got Saran Vikram behind him, but a brilliant start, and you've got to feel for Chetan Surineni, who stalled on the grid by the look of it, had his hand up in the air, nothing that he could do. But now Saran Vikram has got 2 cars either side of him, and I think it's Mehul Agarwal who's gone around the outside, and that is a brilliant move from Mehul Agarwal.
Afsar from Dark Dawn Racing has done very clear instructions. We need to win. We need to be on top of the podium, but M Sport is in the mix. So is Momentum. Let's not rule out Ahura. Avalanche Racing, Ashok has now pulled up some personal best laps. So that means it's all happening there. We could really see. So here we go with a little over a lap done. Here it is. Tijal Rao number 1, Agarwal at 2, Rahul Rangasamy at number 3, the danger man Rahul Rangasamy at number 3, Saran Vikram Tamaz. Oh, their rivalry is beautiful and delicious. Gazabe is now at position number 5. Balaprasad up to position number 6. Interesting to note, where is Vishwas Vijayaraj? We will trace him in just a bit. He is up to 11th.
But this battle now, Solo, that's the one to watch. Saran Vikram is moved back very rapidly, unfortunately for him, and he's got Abe under his engine, and this is where it's going to get really tight, because I have a feeling that it's going to be a couple of corners now. It's not a question of if, but when Abe gets past Saran Vikram Tamaz.
So Mayank Agarwal has moved up to 4 positions. Now that is so dramatic when the car just goes off the track again. I know it gets a little more of off-roading, a little bit of farming. We sometimes joke around. But then this is...
He's already made the move. There you go.
Well done. Car number 45 lined up. Saran Vikram Tamaz. This is going to be a very, very long race for him, and a difficult one too.
Yeah, he's just gone backwards very quickly, Saran Vikram, unfortunately, and it's not quite where he wants to find himself after he was in the lead, let's remember, coming out of turn 1. So when you've got to start like that, you want to stay out in front, not go backwards rapidly, which is where Saran Vikram has found himself. Now swallowed by Abe. He's got Balaprasad behind him as well, who's looking for a move. But this is where it gets tricky. 2 men right behind him. Number 10, Balaprasad. You've also got Dhruv Goswami lining that move up. So Saran Vikram under tremendous pressure after leading in the early part of this race.
Okay, here's the replay about the overtaking maneuver on the inside. Saran Vikram braked a little too late and gave just to give a room's width. Now, space given, space taken on the outside, and that's how it's supposed to be done. The classic old switcheroo.
Yeah, really nicely done. Gave him a little bit of room, but always a tough move going around the outside. He had the grip, trusted the grip in the tires, and a great move from Abe to go around the outside. And now Saran Vikram weaving down that main straight. Don't think it's going to make too much of a difference though, because you've got 2 cars on either side of him yet again. This is where the move was made on the previous lap. This time hangs on for now ahead of Balaprasad. But Balaprasad and Dhruv Goswami really sizing up the opportunity. And Saran Vikram under more and more pressure. Surely he's going to wilt at some stage.
Tijal Rao has the fastest lap, 1 minute 56.313 yet again. So he is your fastest man yesterday, and right now, till the moment, he's still the fastest. Here we go. This is the fight that we're looking at. Tijal Rao versus Mayank Agarwal in the front.
You just saw number 10, Balaprasad there, just waving his hand, saying, okay, look, you're still behind me, Dhruv, just stay there. And I'm sizing up the move on Saran Vikram here. So there's a lot that's going on at the moment. They are not in the same team, however. So interesting to see the work being done with the waving of the arms too.
There's a lot of sign language. The sign language really comes to the fore. Maybe like using your hand gestures to really communicate whether you like your move or not. But Saran is going to be very annoying to overtake.
Yeah, and they need to make the moves quickly because at the moment Saran Vikram's holding them up. You've got Balaprasad and Dhruv Goswami behind him who are clearly quicker than Saran but can't quite get the move. As the great Murray Walker once said, catching is one thing, passing is quite another. And they haven't quite got the move to stick yet. Yet again, Saran Vikram, great defensive driving from the experienced campaigner.
When you talk about experience, the best move are the ones that you plan a lap earlier. It's not slap and dash into it. Let's have a look at the replay of Ahura's car. Just some are going off the track. Some are managing to control it. Oh, that's quite a load of save. Comment number 77, of course, went off the track, but did well to bring it back.
Yeah, Sparsh on that occasion. Staying with it, and that's always nice to see a bit of car control. Yet again, down the main straight, plenty of weaving, trying to get himself away from that slipstream. This time he does stay within touching distance, goes around the outside, but yet again, does not have the power to make the move, and now will try and dive down the inside. Saran Vikram though, this is a defensive masterclass. However, round the outside comes Dhruv Goswami, and he may have just pulled off an unbelievable move. He's pulled off a move where he's passed two men, goes down the inside, and passes both Balaprasad and Saran Vikram.
Let's not forget he almost lost a grip when he went off the track, just the two wheels. And he's not scared to take those risks. Saran Vikram Tamaz will have to go on the outside and try and get into that turn. Oh, there's no space there for him to make that. A little more push on that car, he would have possibly taken it again.
Someone else that's benefited though is Nathan McPherson, who's actually got past Balaprasad, and Balaprasad, who was actually trying to size up Saran Vikram, has moved back 3 spots. So he's sort of been the biggest loser in that battle. And meanwhile, Dhruv Goswami says, thank you very much, I'll move ahead 2 spots.
With a due respect to all our production team, they will definitely be looking around which action is now the best. Well, we are also searching for that because every part of the track has been fought. You have Mahul Agarwal, who's already up 4 positions, and there are positions right at the back as well. Very quickly, if you've just joined us, hello and welcome to the JK Tyre Motorsports YouTube page. We are live from Madras International Circuit. This is how the positions look like. Tijal Rao, number 1. Mahul Agarwal, number 2. Rahul Rangasamy, number 3. Abhay M at number 4. Saran Vikram Tamaz at 5. Balaprasad at 6. Dhruv Goswami at number 7. Nathan McPherson at number 8. Vishwas Vijayaraj 9. Amit Kuti at 10. Monit Kumaran at number 11. Neev Datta at 12. Diljit at 13, Ashok Lal at 14, Abhinav Reddy at 15, and Priyanka Vijay doing well at 16, Priyanshu Talyan at number 17, Chetan Kurada has dropped down to 18, Weber Parker 19, Sparsh is on 20, Yash is on 21, Tavish is on 22, Chetan Suraneni is on 23. Mohammad Ryan has retired from the race at the moment. He says it almost shows as a DNS.
Yeah, we've kind of ignored the leaders because that battle hasn't quite come alive just yet. Tijal comfortably ahead by a second and a half. Rahul Rangaswamy in 3rd spot. But the real battle is here in this midfield. 5th onwards. Dhruv Goswami, Saran Vikram, Nathan McPherson. This is where the real battling is underway. And that is what we're talking about. Nathan McPherson coming under pressure from Balaprasad as well.
You know, he really parked that car in that turn in such a place where Balaprasad had no space again. It's those lines. How do you block those lines? So you really have to follow the leader. You got to keep that pressure and wait for that little mistake. As we just said a lap earlier, the best moves are the ones that happen a lap earlier. You need to be seen when you're going to be overtaken. Otherwise, you really are going to get into a little bit of a pickle.
I think more than anything else, just keeping the pressure piled on. We saw it yesterday across categories as well. If you keep that pressure on the driver ahead of you, stay in his mirrors, you will force the error. But this is Dhruv Goswami, number 27. He's got Saran Vikram behind him. That's a battle for 5th that has been going on for a while now. We're into our 6th lap, and you've got a 10-lap race, remember, versus the 8 yesterday. But the leaders, Tijal Rao, there you go. We've got our first sight of him in a while, and he's comfortably ahead. He's done a great job after he took control of the race, given that there was a problem for Chetan Surineni at the start. And since then, it's been Tijal and Mehul Agarwal at the front end of the field. Rahul Rangasamy in 3rd spot, taking the final podium position as of now.
Sohail Chandok is absolutely happy being at home, because every time, every minute, there's somebody passing by waving, welcome home, this is home. Tijal Rao has got the fastest lap time, 1 minute 56.313. He's pulled up a lead of 1.3. Let's talk about Tijal, the guy who had a club foot. Possibly was told he may not walk. 7 operations later, he says he's got to get into the racing, and now we respect him as a national champion.
And it's a good thing, Solo. You don't need to walk if you can drive, in some sense. It's one of the few sports where you can still get away with issues in different ways. I think Tijal has had to fight and fight and fight. So we've got the safety car out on track at the moment. So an incident, and we'll find out where that was. But the safety car has come out, which now makes things very interesting.
I can imagine Tijal Rao. So everybody shakes their head. He doesn't shake his head. He waves his head every time, and things goes away from him. But now he's going to put his head down and just try and look at the situation. So let's just put it there is a ducked on car. So there are 5 teams in this grid that we have ducked on. They were last year's champions.
It's actually Diljit who's gone off.
Not
Diljit TS.
Was it car number 45? Okay.
44.
It was car 44. I beg your pardon. 44 it is. Diljit has gone off the track. You have to check what really happened. Let's have a look at the start. Go for it.
Yeah, this is Chetan Surineni. You'll see that hand come up there straight away, and good work from Saran Vikram to actually avoid him and not go into the back of him. But from then on, Saran Vikram, after taking the lead at the start and getting off to a flyer, couldn't quite capitalize.
I just love this. Look at the cars charging for the first line. It's just the confluence of colors that really bring that sport alive.
It's amazing that no one went into the back of Chetan.
Good job, buddy. And that's how you're supposed to roll. And make sure you're alert over there. But this was very interesting. Mehul Agarwal was on it, aggressive. He didn't even back down. He possibly was looking around it and said, here is my chance to really go over this. Saran Vikram Tamaz was possibly wondering, is there anything else that I can do right now? But this is technically played into Saran Vikram. Now, come on. Let me defend you,
It's
okay?
played into a few people's hands, because now the lead that was comfortable for Tijal Rao and Mehul Agarwal has just been wiped out. You've got Rahul Rangasamy, Abe will come into the picture as well. Dhruv Goswami, who was catching after finally getting past Saran Vikram, he'll be in the mix as well. And so now, with the safety car getting the entire field bunched up, these next 3 laps are going to be blockbuster entertainment.
I am waiting. This is why the most competitive grid as far as the Indian motorsports is concerned is the Formula LGB. The fight that we've seen, how many years have you seen somebody losing out a championship with 1 point? How many times have you seen you are a championship leader, last round, you have a retirement and somebody else goes on to win? I can go on with stories. This is how it works. I love the colors of the cars that they're able to bring, the yellows, the blues, the grays, there's a red. This is how it is. So 5 racing teams, let's quickly take the names. We have ducked on the last year's winners. M Sport had Rohan Alva, who won the LGB Formula 4. Today, driving in the Indian Racing Festival 2024 in the Formula 4 as well as the IRL. You talk about moving up the ladder. Then we also have the Avalanche Racing Team, which is led by Fazal, one of the most enduring motorsports enthusiasts. And then we also have a new racing team on the block, which is Momentum Motorsports, led by Rashid. Let's not forget a man Karun Chandok had a fight with, so many battles. Sarosh Ataria leading the Ahura Racing.
Just an update here, the safety car will be coming in this lap, and so we are going to get a slugfest right to the end with the entire field bunched up. It's Tijal Rao out in front, Mehul Agarwal behind him, Rahul Rangasamy, Abe behind them. And then you've got that pack that was Dhruv Goswami, Saran Vikram, Nathan McPherson, and Vishwas. Now everyone comes together, and it's all about the racecraft of Tijal Rao to try and see if he can find a little bit of comfort out in front at the end of this lap when the safety car pulls in. Number 12, Tijal Rao. Number 9, Mehul Agarwal. This is going to be where things come alive.
This is every time when the LGB starts, the first words we say is, this will be fun. And it's been more than fun as always. Blockbuster, as you rightly said.
Yeah, 2 teammates as well out in front, number 12 and number 9 for Dark Dawn Racing. And it's going to be really important to see the way this restart comes alive, because there's going to be a lot of weaving, and at one point, oh, hang on, someone at the back's lost a nose cone.
Oh yes, if that can be cleared, I think we should be good to go.
Well, that'll be a quick clearance, but it's a bit silly under the safety car to have gone into the back of another driver. A little bit of inexperience showing there. I think we will still go, because that should be an easy clearance, and our leader Tijal has put his foot to the pedal to the metal, and he'll be hoping for a bit of comfort. But I think Rahul Rangasamy, he's had a really good start until that point where he goes wide. He was sizing up Mehul in second, but this is going to be a great battle over the next 2 laps.
Abe has a very important task to hold back the rest of the grid, to let Rahul Rangasamy attack Mehul and Tijal. Tijal has the fastest lap time, but then he's got a very good start. He's already pulling up at least 4/10 of a second. But now the lead has come down. Here comes Rahul Rangasamy, trying to drive on the inside, looking for space, looking for switchback. So many times again, he's trying to search for a space now. Where is it? He's up to second. This has just come alive. A little braking maneuver has literally put the brakes back on Dark Dawn. Rahul Rangasamy now attacking for the race lead.
Yeah, Rahul's actually got him around the outside, and that's why he got second off Mehul Agarwal. Now Tijal Rao under pressure, and this is where it's going to come together really nicely, because Rahul Rangasamy, he's got all the experience in the world. Tijal is under pressure for the first time in a while in this race, and he's under the engine of Tijal Rao. Now losing out. Mehul Agarwal's dropped down to 4th, courtesy of that move, and I think it's Abe who's made the move stick.
Are we going to see the replay of yesterday's podium? It was Dark Dawn 1, 2 and 3 M Sport. But this time Rahul Rangasamy says he has other plans. He's got 2 laps to do it. This is almost like a Scandinavian drift into that turn. Tijal is master at that. He knows how to control that car. The 4 wheels have got so much of control. Rahul Rangasamy on the outside.
He's got
drive. On the inside. He's got it. He's got a little bit of drive. But again, he tries to break the toe, but he's not been able to do so. Tijal just parks that car where Rahul Rangasamy doesn't like it.
I'm going to stick my neck out and say Rahul Rangasamy is going to get the move done at some point here. He's just piling on the pressure on Tijal Rao, and it takes one little lapse when you're looking at your mirrors, someone sizing you up. And I just think he's got something in his veins here that's going to make this move stick. He's weaving down the main straight we come. 2 laps to go, and he's going to go around the outside.
Oh, car number 99 has just been passed by car number 12. So Mehul Agarwal has possibly got past Rahul Rangasamy. It's still not over. This is delicious action. Look at that. There's Dark Dawn. Mehul along with Abe M are having a fight for the 3rd and the 4th.
Yeah, it's Mehul and Abe, in fact, 3rd and 4th. And now he's made the move down the inside there. Now again, coming back at him, Abe. And we're going to get some serious entertainment here over the next lap and a half. The battle for the top 3 spots is heating up. You've got Tijal under pressure from Rahul. You've got Mehul now, who's yet again moved aside. Abe is back in 3rd. They've switched positions twice in the span of half a lap as well.
In all the mayhem, we forgot to talk about Vishwas Vijayaraj, who started right at the back. He's up to position number 7. Good work by him. Dhruv Goswami is in the mix. But this is a delicious battle. Already big blockbuster move possibly coming up. Tijal Rao, fastest, 156, 3.13.
Yeah, Abe has moved back into 3rd now. So we saw Mehul Agarwal make a move, slot into 3rd, and now they switch positions back yet again. At the front of the field, though, this is the battle to watch. Tijal Rao up against Rahul Rangasamy for the lead. And so far, he's soaked up all the pressure. This battle for 3rd is just as good. Abe is, at the moment, back into 3rd. Mehul has been moved into 4th spot. They have switched positions at least 3 times in the last 1 lap.
This is a masterclass of how do you defend and how do you attack. Rahul Rangasamy versus Tijal Rao. Tijal Rao knows Rahul Rangasamy's strong point. He knows when it comes to the corners, he can really break late and put the pressure back on him. So when it comes to the straight, he's going to expand that lead again. This is truly a masterclass. Offensive by Rahul Rangasamy, defensive by Tijal. Was there an overtaking maneuver? Well, Abe and Mehul Agarwal have decided that they're going to play, basically change your chairs once in a way.
Yeah, this is proper cat and mouse stuff between Mehul Agarwal and Abe. Mehul at the moment trying to go around the outside. It's a dicey move. It is a bold move, but it's a good move.
And it sticks. And it sticks. Car number 9 is back in third. Nice move by Mehul Agarwal.
For now. He comes back down the inside and he gets it back, Abe.
And they're still on it. They're not going to get... Let's put the camera on them. 3 and 4. This is a good battle. 45. What a 9 again. 45 back in third again. So they know if there's a straight coming, they're going to dive in again. Then they're basically trying to pressurize.
Hang on. The move down the inside for the lead. Could be
Not
what
yet.
we see down the front, but it's third and fourth. That battle that's brought in fourth and fifth into the mix as well. Mehul and Abe, their battle has allowed Dhruv Goswami to get in the mix, has allowed Saran Vikram to get in the mix, and suddenly it's a 4-car battle for third spot.
Hammer time. We're going to see who's going to come around again. Car number 12 versus 99. There is a back marker. That's going to really make things interesting. Back marker, please get out of the way. Gets out of the way. Say thank you very much. Tijal Rao says, I have to cover this at any cost again. Watch out for turn 10 and 11. He is clearly putting all the pressure. What is Rahul Rangasamy going to come up with? Just a few more turns for them to really put it out. This is getting it out again. Copper number 12 versus copper number 99. Here we go.
Well, a couple of laps done and dusted. Into the final corner we go. And it is Tijal Rao that will lead into the checkered flag. He has withstood the pressure. He has withstood all of it coming under him from Rahul Rangasamy. And he takes the checkered flag. Tijal Rao is our winner.
Tijal Rao had already raised his hand before turn number 11 itself. He's like, this is how you do it, baby. This is how you roll. He's really kept Rahul Rangasamy on the toes. So this has been a slightly interesting now. Mehul finishes at number 3. That was interesting.
Exactly.
Again.
Mehul Agarwal takes third spot, and that means 2 podium spots for Dark Dawn Racing. Dhruv Goswami finishes fourth. So Abe, who was in third for most part of that last lap, Abe has moved from third all the way down to 6th. And you've got Mehul, Dhruv Goswami, and Saran Vikram in third, fourth, and fifth. And Abe down to 6th spot. And that is how close the racing has been in this Formula LGB race.
I am impressed with this gentleman, this man, Saran Vikram Tamas. He puts everything in. He's not somebody who's going to be waiting for his chance again. Momentum Motorsports, what a debut. You have the highest finish for Momentum at number 5.
Yeah, and overall a brilliant run for Dark Dawn as well, who get the job done. First for Tijal Rao, you've got third for Mehul Agarwal. Slots in the middle of them, sandwiched is M Sports, Rahul Rangasamy. So that is a brilliant podium, and honestly, till the very end, courtesy of that safety car, really, we were scheduled for some serious entertainment, and entertainment is what we got over the last couple of laps. It was a slugfest right down to the wire, but credit to Tijal Rao for withstanding all the pressure coming under him from Rahul Rangasamy, and towards the back end of that, he knew he was in control all the way to the checkered flag.
We were having the driver's briefing yesterday and we were taking down names, and suddenly one name which popped up was Rahul Rangasamy. So you're driving, why not? And multiple champion even for the LGB, and he's one man who really brings in the comic turns, brings in the action, and he's the one who puts everybody under so much of pressure. A lot of racing action because of Rahul Rangasamy towards the finish line. Tijal Rao, take a bow and take a wave as well. Comp number 12, Tijal Rao from Team Dark Dawn. Afsar seems to be pleased with what he's seeing today. He wanted a race win and he's got one.
Yeah, and that's exactly what the doctor ordered for Dark Dawn. 2 men on the podium is a brilliant, brilliant finish, and you'll see him turn up. There you go. In comes the boss. Very, very happy with that effort. Goes across then to third place, Mehul Agarwal, who did a great job himself because he was in a straight fight, a dog fight for third between 4 drivers, and he's come up trumps in that fight.
Tijal, give me that celebration. Come on, give me that celebration. I have done it. Well done, Tijal. I can hear you over here.
Love it. Great scenes and good embrace between the two teammates as well. They had to fight hard. It was a scrap to the end. And Tijal Rao comes away with the top step of the podium in this race. And what a race it was. A brilliant battle and nicely acknowledged by Rahul Rangasamy as well. That was a battle to watch all the way down to the wire till the finish line. And there is Rahul Rangasamy, a towering presence, doing a great job himself.
This race has all the drama that we're talking about, and from the safety car to a great start. Chaos in lap number 2 and lap number 3. Couple of cars going off. You talk about everything a race needs to have. The LGB Formula 4 brings in all the action.
Well, when you've got a field of 24 drivers, you are guaranteed entertainment. And that's exactly what we got. We'll take you downstairs now because we've got Shruti standing by with our champion drivers from this race. Shruti, take it away.
And here is Tijal Rao on position number 1 from Doug Dom. Congratulations. Did you have a race strategy to keep that number 1 position throughout? What did you do to stay on number 1 spot?
I think everything went according to plan. I always wanted to get the lead in the first lap and then try to run away because I knew I had the pace. Yesterday we had a decent race which went sideways in the last lap. But leaving that aside, I'm very glad to be finishing first today because, yeah, I think we fought quite hard towards the end after the safety car, but until then I was pulling away. But yeah, I'm very happy to be sharing the podium with Rahul. A big thank you to my team and my mechanics who have worked so hard to get the car on the top step. So thank you so much.
Thank you very much. And here is on P2 position, Rahul Rangasamy from M Sport. Once again today, the second time on the podium. How does it feel? Did the tires hold up? It was a tough race with Tijal as well that we saw. What happened there?
Yeah, it was an interesting race like yesterday. We started P5, but the fight with Tijal was really good because it's a true sportsmanship. We went wheel to wheel and there was no contact, and that's something we expect from everybody. In terms of tires, I think it's pretty good. The climate is hot, but yeah, we managed to bring it to the flag. That's about it.
Thank you very much. Congratulations again on yet another podium. And here we have number 3, Mehul Agarwal. What a wheel-to-wheel race with Abhay. I must say it was extremely intense, extremely exciting for us to watch. How did you get to the number 3 position?
It was pretty exciting for me too. Last race I was fighting for the same position, but due to some unfortunate contact, my car was a little off. But I managed to hold on to Tijal for a very long time until safety car and Rahul, mad move. But yeah, I think it was nice to finish on the podium. Yeah, that's it.
Once again, congratulations for being on the podium.
Mr. Rahul Rangasamy has not changed his hairstyle for all the years that we've seen him. And he continues to be that man standing tall, giving the contest. Tijal Rao, Mehul Agarwal, and Rahul Rangasamy, you really brought the action alive. Mehul is not stopping from smiling. He will not stop. He is enjoying it. I love those moments.
And I think one thing that Rahul said, which was very critical, was that there was a lot of respect. It was clean racing, and that's something you come to expect with these guys as well. Very important to give each other respect and space on track. And look at how close that battle was for third. It was between Mehul, Dhruv Goswami, Saran Vikram and Abhay. And at the end of it all, Abhay, who was sitting third at one stage on the final lap, finishing 6th. The two dark dawn drivers absolutely thrilled with first and third, Tijal Rao and Mehul Agarwal. But second and fourth for M Sport, a great job from them too. And overall, a brilliant, brilliant race. Unfortunate for the man who was on pole to have a problem at the start, Chetan Surineni. And unfortunately for him, therefore, he finishes all the way down in 14th for Ahura.
Off the camera scene with Afsar, with Tijal and Mehul Agarwal. They're celebrating those moments. Now, these are special moments for the team. I would leave them to that. But then, this is why we come to the racetrack. Oh, what a lovely racetrack. This is home. Suhail, this is home.
Yeah, it is certainly home. I'm getting a nice glimpse of the new karting circuit that's coming up soon as well. But here is the visual of this fantastic finish. And that was a brilliant, brilliant run to the flag from Tijal Rao, coming under all the pressure in the world from Rahul Rangasamy, holding his own. And it was a brilliant run under pressure. Tijal Rao, followed by Rahul Rangasamy, gets the appreciation from Rahul as well and says, keep going, you've earned it.
Well done, Rahul Rangasamy. Camaraderie between Rahul. He clearly recognized that this was a mega effort by Tijal Rao. He really put it out there without even breaking a wheel wrong. I love this track. Oh my word. I'm gonna take a picture of it. Hey, great camera works, by the way. We got some amazing close-in action. And we are looking at absolute beauty of a track. Madras International Circuit.
I love the fact that the shade is pouring over the circuit as well. Lovely visuals from our camera team as well as we get set for the podium celebrations as the lovely shade pours over in almost serene fashion. And of course, we've got a legend of the world of rallying, Hari Singh, on the podium as well to give away the trophies. And there it comes. Three men who have absolutely earned their stripes today. Mehul Agarwal in third spot.
And I'm sure the chat is all about enjoy the moment when you're at, live that moment when you're there on that podium.
Well, Hari's been on a podium multiple times in his career. In second, Rahul Rangasamy knows a thing or two about being on the podium himself. In second spot, would love to be one further up, but that will go to none other than Tijal Rao. Takes top step and has seriously earned it in a real scrappy fight for the win.
Mehul receiving his trophy. Now this especially, he's not going to stop smiling. He may need to go to the dentist. No, need not go to the dentist. It's smiling all the way. Rahul Rangasamy takes the trophy. Congratulations, Rahul, from Team M Sport. And the race winner, Tijal Rao. What a performance from him.
Yeah, lovely trophies to go with it as well. Great piece of silverware. And it is outstanding to see the way this has come through. Overall, it's been a wonderful showing from all these guys. Dark Dawn Racing, very, very happy camp with first and third. And he's earned himself a spot on the podium too.
Afsar is going to take the team trophy for him. Let's quickly say this one more time. 27 JK Tyre FMSA National Racing Championship 2024. Well, the next round, we got to meet you at the Chennai Street Circuit. Under the floodlights, you will see these action to the hilt. You will see actions right on across the Napier and the Marina Beach. The splendor of Chennai with the LGB Formula 4. You cannot miss this. Be there for the street circuit on the end of the month. That is September 31st, August 31st, as well as the September 1st. Mark those days. Let's quickly look at what really happened into the highlights as Mehul Agarwal skipped into 4 positions right at the start.
Yeah, it all started with that opportunity that got created courtesy of Chetan Surineni's stall. And that's where it was Saran Vikram who took the lead. It didn't last long, however. And that's where Tijal Rao then took command of the race. He had Saran Vikram at this stage in second, but he was being swallowed by Mehul Agarwal and the rest of the field as well. Then that's where control was completely in the hands of Tijal Rao. Saran Vikram was holding on to fourth for a while. And even then, it wasn't to be because Dhruv Goswami got past him. And then from around him, started to be a brilliant battle as well.
This was quite a lot of jostling for positions much earlier on. We also had Neev Datta getting into the action as well. LGB Formula 4 is, how many times are we going to see cars going, then going around the track and then still manage to gain back position?
This was a great battle though. For a long time, we saw this battle between Abhay and Mehul Agarwal come through, and this was outstanding to watch.
And we were also looking down for Tijal as well. combo number 9. And just before the safety car, we had come in. And now the last one, the last hooray. Mehul Agarwal had to get that move done over Dhruv Goswami.
Back end, did we? But this battle for 3 or 4 laps, Solo was outstanding. This was the leaders coming past the back marker on the last lap. And Dijal Rao was coming under tremendous pressure from Rahul Rangasamy. Held on with the pressure of 2 or 3 laps with the experienced Rahul Rangasamy behind him. And just withstood all the pressure in the world to take the flag. But the battle for third was outstanding.
And the celebration. And you would love to applaud him. Quick word, this is it. As the back marker gave way, we had a fabulous word. Let's get it on with it. Ladies and gentlemen, make your note, August 31st and September 1st. LGB at the street circuit. You cannot miss it. So El Chandok, you better be there. We gotta be there.
Absolutely. I mean, the city is going to come alive for the entire Indian Racing Festival, and that's going to be so special to watch as well. But that will be next weekend. You guys will strap yourselves in, turn up for that, because it's going to be a special one. For now, from Solo and myself, it is goodbye. We'll see you when the streets of Chennai come alive.